This is Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils football on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
This is a production of MidPennBroadcasting.com, where over 70 local sporting events a year stream live to your PC, laptop, phone, and tablet. Tonight's Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils game is brought to you by F&M Trust. They're in the community and 100% local. Come to the right place for local banking. Member FDIC. Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent. Waste Management, environmentally friendly technologies and advanced innovations. RE/MAX Premier Executives Agent Lois Baer. Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency serving the tri-state area for 35 years. Lecron Comfort Solutions, serving all of Franklin County with professional service and installation. Brothers Pizza Dine-In, carry out and delivery, 50 Pine Drive, Greencastle. Klein Tours, New York City, Atlantic City, and more. Visit kleintours.net for complete tour schedule. Now, with the play-by-play, here's Greg Hoover and Mike Montadoro.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cayley Field on the Greencastle Antrim Athletic Complex tonight. It is homecoming for Greencastle Antrim as they play host to the Hershey Trojans. The Trojans come into the game with a 1-4 record, but don't let that record fool you one bit. This should be a good one. Tonight's pregame show brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, and 1685 East Main Street in Waynesboro. Hi again, everyone. I'm Greg Hoover alongside Mike Montadoro. Well, 1-4 seems like, well, a team that may be a pushover for homecoming, but when you examine that 1-4 record, you see that it's a little deceiving. But more importantly, Mike, is how will the Blue Devils react after losing to East Pennsboro last week in one of those shoulda, coulda, but just didn't do it type of contests.
Yeah, anytime you have 5 turnovers in a game, 3 fumbles, 2 picks, they're tough to win. But even still, at the end of that game, they had an opportunity to tie the game, maybe put into overtime. So, they played right in there with it. They were able to stop Fegley, the big rusher coming into it. So with that said, tonight will be an interesting night. But as you said, a 1-4 record coming in, you think, maybe a pushover. But we noticed that the teams that Hershey lost to are combined 17-3.
It is an amazing schedule that they have played so far, and we will talk about that as this pregame goes on. Greencastle, as we mentioned, bitten by turnovers last week, 5 of them, 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, 1 at the 1-yard line that turned into an instant touchdown. The last interception, you're going for broke. That's going to happen in a ball game. It's one of those situations. But nevertheless, the Blue Devils have to do more than that. But more importantly, Mike, I think now the Blue Devils have to start looking at the injury situation.
Yeah, tough week. Derek Measle out, then Bray Peck breaks his thumb last week. He's out tonight. I think Bray Peck is a first-team all-conference player, both sides of the ball. Losing him tonight is going to be I think it's going to hurt the Blue Devils. We saw last week at East Pennsboro without Measle on the field, they were making some substitutions at outside linebacker, and guys didn't have enough reps coming into it to be able to play against East Penn last week.
And the same thing with Peck, and I agree with you 100%. Really a shot at, if he kept up with what he was doing, he was going to be one of those player of the year candidates in the local area, because he was just having, not just offensively, but defensively too. And so the question is, you said about offensively, but I think they're going to miss him tremendously on defense too.
Yeah. I when we talk about him being an all-conference player, probably I look at him more defensively as an all-conference player than offensively. In the tight end position at Greencastle, they do a nice job on the drag routes and getting him across the field, and he gets himself open in space. But defensively, he's been a dominant player. Whether he's on his tight end side or the wide side of the field, he has been able to contain and keep everything inside of him. And he's done a great job for the Blue Devils. So I don't know that he can be replaced tonight.
I have to agree. It's going to be a tough situation for head coach Chuck Tenendis as he tries to fill the holes from injuries. When we return to the Antrim Insurance pregame show, we will take a closer look at the Blue Devils' opponent tonight, the Hershey Trojans, right here on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Hello. Okay, people, here's your chance to come clean. Been punished? What did you do?
I backed into a tree.
I got dinged at the mall.
I hit black ice, then a parked car.
And your punishment was?
They raised my auto premium.
Here's how to stop the punishment. Get Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. With Rate Lock, you'll get a low rate that stays low, even if you file a claim. You're locked in until you change cars, drivers, or your address.
Oh.
Which means when you call on us, you'll feel like you're supposed to feel relieved.
For complete details or to get a seriously good quote, call Antrim Insurance. In Greencastle, call 593-0500. In Waynesboro, call 762-4565.
See for yourself why more than 90% of Erie customers stay with Erie. Rate lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage. Insured must meet necessary underwriting guidelines. Premium may change if you make policy changes. Not all products are offered in all states. Patent pending.
It's home equity season at F&M Trust. The best time of year to rake in big savings with some of the best rates around on a home equity loan or line of credit. To rake in your savings during home equity season, visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Every day, Fast Signs helps businesses with their visual communications. We ask the right questions, recommend smart solutions, and help you build your business. At Fast Signs, we're innovators, planners, and designers, and we're more than ready to help. Contact Fast Signs today.
Visit www.fastsigns.com or visit us at our Greencastle and York locations.
Brothers Pizza is a proud supporter of the Greencastle Blue Devils. Brothers Pizza offers a full menu, and breakfast is served 7 days a week. Don't forget Brothers Pizza for your next football party or special event. Our menu selection is great for football parties, birthdays, and other special occasions. Dine in, carry out, and delivery. 50 Pine Drive, Greencastle, next door to Comfort Inn. Phone 597-5322 or order online at mybrospizza.com.
Live and local. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Welcome back, Greg and Mike here. We have touched upon it briefly, Mike, but Hershey's record at 1-4 will lead you to believe that they aren't very good, but their 4 losses have come to teams, as you mentioned, the combined record of 17-3. Lost to the likes of Red Lion, 3-2, Milton Hershey 4-1, and 2 undefeated teams, Redland and Bishop McDevitt, both at 5-0 and both at the top of the leaderboard in the District 3 power ratings. They did beat Elizabethtown 14-7, which Elizabethtown 0-5. Though I guess in a sense, Greencastle can go one better. Their only loss is to a 5-0 team, so it's 17-3, 5-0. I don't know.
Greencastle's wins this year have come against teams that are combined to 3-17.
I know.
You knew I was coming with that, right? I
knew you were coming back.
I mean, you set me up for it. I had no choice.
It was right there for you to go, and you took it. But you're right. You know, McDevitt and Redland. We saw Redland in the scrimmage and touched upon it a little bit. They have a great running back. I think Greencastle played very well against them in the scrimmage. Might have been, if a real game, I really think Greencastle might have won that. But that was 6 weeks ago. That was before the injury, so it doesn't count. And you know, they play tough, this Hershey team against Bishop McDevitt? Well, score wouldn't indicate that, but it really wasn't that bad of a ball game for them. So, you know, it's going to be an interesting team to watch.
It is going to be an interesting night tonight. We've been saying all year, is the sample size big enough for this Blue Devil team to see what kind of team they really are? We thought after last week that, okay, we got our sample now, let's see where we are. We didn't expect 5 turnovers going into it, and that kind of rallied a little bit. But tonight will be a true test. Tonight's night is, I know this is a 1-4 team, but can you compete at the next level? Tonight is.
Now, interesting enough, I do not believe, and I didn't have a chance to follow it all together, but I do not believe Greencastle has ever lost to Hershey. We played them 2 or 3 times that I remember, and back about 5-6 years ago, once up at the Concrete Stadium in Hershey Park, and a couple times down here, and all times we came through with a victory, so it should be interesting. But this is a team that plays in the Keystone Division. Keystone Division with McDevitt and Redland are very tough at this stage. That'll be a great ball game when that does occur, and nevertheless, you're right. Can they take the step up? Now, it has been raining here since about 5 o'clock, 5:30. We were thinking that the rain would hold off through the first half of play, but it didn't. It did put a little damper on the homecoming parade and the festivities here at homecoming, but they went through them anyway, so nevertheless. But does that become a factor here tonight?
You know what? I don't know. I've been going through this for 20 years. Does rain help anybody? Does it hurt anybody? Who does it help? Who does it hurt? I think it hurts both teams, no matter how you look at it. Both teams are sitting there going, well, the rain's going to help us. It's going to help us tonight. No, it's going to help us. I don't think it helps anyone. I think the ball's slippery. I think, there's a lot of issues with a drive football. What are you doing? I think both teams lose something tonight because of the weather.
Well, I have to agree. The biggest factor is the wet football. That is it. Certainly on the artificial surface, and the drainage system in this field here at Kelly Field is excellent. It can rain and rain and rain and still be. There are no puddles on the field. I should say that before I look down here. Are no puddles on the field, so the field will not be a factor for either team. Chuck Caninis mentioned, Mike, that this Hershey team was probably the fastest team they have seen all year, and we don't know that for sure until we actually get a chance to look at them at this point in time. But if that's the case, again, the field's not going to be a factor in that, and it really shouldn't matter one way or the other. Blue Devils have come onto the field. A sparse crowd here on the other side of the field for Hershey. I guess they're all home watching us.
Exactly right. We're live streaming. Why wouldn't you stay home tonight?
Why wouldn't you stay home? But a nice crowd here, nevertheless, for a homecoming. Usually homecoming is one of the biggest crowds of the night for our home game. This one maybe not as big as some homecomings in the past, but I think the weather has a lot to do with that, and that means probably our viewership and listenership, which, by the way, has been near the 1,000 mark. It's incredible, and we thank everybody for tuning in, and also we thank our sponsors for making it possible. But maybe we'll hit 1,500 tonight.
Maybe we'll get 1,500 tonight, and don't forget tonight to listen in for the key word. Because what do you get if you got the key word tonight, Greg?
Well, you know, we've done this last year, and we like to thank Klein's Tours. What's that guy who runs it? For Gary Klein. Yeah, that's what it was. And he is with Chambersburg tonight. They are at Mifflin County, 7 o'clock game up there. They left last night to make that road trip. It's not the farthest road trip in that schedule. State College would be if they were away, but he's up there. But you can win 2 tickets and bus transportation from Klein's Stores to the Philadelphia Eagles Washington Redskins game Saturday, December 20th at FedEx Field in Hanover. Now, all you got to do is register at midpennbroadcasting.com or on our mobile website on your phone. Click on Register to Win, enter the phrase or word, winner to be announced Friday, October 31st, and at halftime of the final regular season game, 2 tickets could be yours. And actually, I think this is the 3rd year we've done this.
It is the third year. This is our 3rd season, and the game is not in Hanover. It's in Landover, Maryland.
I say Hanover.
You did. You just looked at you don't have your glasses tonight.
I don't have my glasses tonight. I left them in the car because it was raining to watch the parade and then never picked them back up, which is, so, it might be a little questionable at times tonight on the play-by-play.
Well, as long as you know one of the running backs has a 7 on.
Well, another problem that we have is that certainly Greencastle has, I don't know how many are still healthy, but a bundle of 7s in the backfield, and sometimes hard to tell. Captain's going out to meet at the center of the field. The Blue Devils have been blessed by getting the football offensively the first time, I believe, every time this year so far. They've only failed to score on the opening drive once against East Pennsboro and once against Littlestown. Littlestown game certainly ended up in their favor, but you'll remember last week the East Pennsboro game did not finish that way. So the Blue Devils trying to get back on the winning way after the 27-20 win last year. Blue Devils averaging 37 points a game and giving up 16.8. For Redland, they are averaging 9.2 a game and giving up 27.4. They haven't scored a lot of touchdowns. Their biggest touchdown actually was the win over Elizabethtown. 14-7 was their highest score. So again, the Blue Devils have won the toss, and Hershey will kick off. They'll defend the east goal. That is the one toward the school, and then that means Greencastle will move right to left on your computer screen here to start things out on this ball game here tonight. Well, as we always do here at Greencastle Antrim and at every football game across the nation, we'll pause and honor America and our troops with the playing of our national anthem by the Greencastle Antrim High School Marching Band. And the playing of our national anthem. Steady rain coming down here. I don't know if our cameraman can get a shot of perhaps the lights over there on the far side. And with that, we have a pretty clear picture of what the rain looks like coming down. Not a hard rain, not a driving rain, just steady and coming straight down onto the field. The wind, which was pretty strong earlier on in the day, has seemed to die off a little bit. So that may not be a huge factor in this ball game. But as we mentioned earlier, the weather will play a role only because the football will be wet.
Last week, East Pennsboro kicked off to start the game, and they were able to pin Greencastle deep and flip field position in their favor in the first half, which really benefited them tremendously. So if you're Greencastle here, you got to get the ball, get a couple first downs, at least take it to the other side of the 50, and make Hershey have to go the length of the field if they're going to score points.
Demetrius Burton will go long. He is the freshman who saw some action last week. He'll be in the way back along with Andrew Votral. Andrew Votral, the running back for Greencastle, who has done a wonderful job so far for the Blue Devils. The Blue Devils, as you know, really just run a lot of people in there into the backfield, and you never know who's going to run the football. Michael Gadd, he is a 6'1 senior, will do the kicking charge for the team from Hershey. Hershey, first-year coach Scott Mitchell. That caused a little bit of disconcern up at Hershey. They fired their previous coach under protest of the kids and everyone else. You know how that goes.
Yep.
And then they gave the job to Scott Mitchell, and then, of course, he has this. It's always tough when you bring in a new head coach and you change system. Well, they faked a little onside kick there, nice little dance step, and now they move back to actually do the real kicking here. Let's see if they maybe do the same thing, Mike.
That takes a lot of time in practice.
It does. Squibb kick, going to go right to the 28-yard line, picked up and brought back to the 42-yard line. And
by 24, Luke Robertson.
Okay, that was, yes, Luke Robertson, who has suffered an injury in last week's game, but we see him back here again. Well, it'll be, we'll have to see what the lineup looks like for the Blue Devils. They come out in the wing tee, their first offensive set of the ball game, as they have pretty decent field position. Their own 42-yard line, moving right to left. Spencer Myers under center. Gives the ball right off the bat to James Hines, Hines goes nowhere, and it looked like Hershey knew that was coming.
Yeah, not a lot of push up front right now. Hershey's pretty big up front if you look down the line. They're stacking up in the gaps there, and Hines runs his feet. He ran his feet and got a yard, but that's about all he was going to get.
5-man front for Hershey. 2 linebackers, 4 in their defensive backfield. They're going to go to Vocho again. Vocho hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down. And defensively, they're a little quick, aren't they?
They're a little quick, and the nose guard is very quick off the ball. He was into the backfield at the snap. And then when you get out on the edge, they've got linebackers that can run. And as Coach Shanina said, fastest team we've seen all year, and we're seeing it in the first plays.
Hansen goes wide to the far side of the field. Sprague will come to the near side. They'll work from the right hash mark. 2 in the backfield for Myers. Look like some movement there. There's the flag, and it will be against Greencastle, I am sure. A procedure penalty against the Blue Devils.
Dead ball foul, illegal procedure is the call against the Blue Devils.
And those are tough ones, you know. I mean, in any game, those are tough penalties. But right here, you want to be able to maybe move the ball up toward the 50 before if you had to punt. And now this puts you back down to 36, 37-yard line, and that, I don't like it.
Blue Devils averaging 7 penalties a game for 60 yards. Their opponents averaging just under 4 for 27 yards. So there's like a 30-yard switch there every ball game so far. Myers dropping straight back, rolling right now. Throws over here to, it's an incomplete pass for his intended receiver, Hines. Maybe the weather?
It looked like he was, usually you want their hands out there catching the ball, and he let that one kind of roll into his belly, and it just kept rolling down. But it looked like he had a little bit of a seam. If he could have split that first tackle, he possibly could have picked up the first down.
Trojans will get the ball here as Greencastle will do the 3-and-punt routine. Hansen standing back at his own 24-yard line, awaiting the snap. Everybody looks like they're coming now. They drop back. No one there. Hansen gets one good. And actually, it's the kicker, Gadd, who picks it up at the 15-yard line. Gets by one, gets by two, coming up the middle, and finally brought down at the 35-yard line. I tell you what, it's a nice little run back.
Yeah, great run back. Can't be happy on the punt coverage there. You want to be able to pin him back there. Greencastle gets away with an illegal procedure out here and then gets off that great punt. If you're the Hershey staff, you're starting to question that a little bit.
1st and 10 for the Trojans. They'll work out of the 35, move left to right. David McCurdy is their quarterback. They like to give the ball to Jesse Ogbo, a 6-foot, 160-pound junior who ran for 154 yards last week against McDevitt. They'll work out of the pistol, and it is Ogbo who gets the first call of the game, and he goes about 1 yard up.
Yeah, and we feel like coming into it, the Greencastle run defense is going to be pretty good. And they've been pretty good for years. The problem in the last couple years they had was when kids got out in space. They didn't have the defensive backs to be able to come up and make those plays. This year, I think they do.
Well, they have. In matter of fact, averaging 165 yards, they're giving up 165 a game. 122 of that is in the air. That means only 45 of that is on the ground. Right, and it looked like the option play. The quarterback kept it, I believe.
Yep.
And McCurdy about 3 yards up. So we've seen basically two offensive sets, 3rd and 4th. So here comes a big 3rd down conversion for Hershey.
Yeah, they just came out and ran the veer. Greencastle, remember early in the year, they had a little bit of trouble with that. Was that Littlestown?
Yes.
The guy kept getting out on the edge. Tonight they tackled the quarterback, so let's hope that continues.
Going to work out of the pistol, 3 steps back from the quarterback, or from the center is McCurdy. They'll send in motion Ogby. Ogby gets the call as he comes from the wing position. He's stopped once and tries to reverse, and then he is gang tackled by the Blue Devils at the 38-yard line.
That's a great play by Clayton Hartman. It's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but Hartman comes up, he sets that edge and keeps it, which Bogana or whatever his name, had to turn back and cut inside, and they went and made the tackle.
He's not a country. He's not Uganda.
Oh, I said Uganda, like the guy at Chambersburg.
Oh, okay.
That came right back to me like basketball season.
4th down punting situation for Hershey.
I got excited. Clayton Hartman, great play.
Hanson and Sprague deep. Nice punt. A lot of hang time. Going to take a bounce at the 20, 31, and then take a Greencastle roll up to the 36-yard line. Hershey will down it there, and Blue Devils come out with their second possession. Nice punt.
Nice punt. Takes the Greencastle roll. I didn't see Hershey's excitement of getting it when it started rolling backwards. I would have liked to have seen him get over there and get on that ball quicker and save him a yard or two.
Second possession of the ball game for the Blue Devils. They started their first drive at the 42. It was 3 and out. This one starts at the 36, 6 yards back.
Watch this Hershey defensive front. They seem to be adjusting to the tight end side.
Pitch out now. This time going to come to the freshman. And the freshman, Burton, to the left side, picks up about 6-7 yards. Good call offensively.
That's a good call. Get him outside. It's tight in the middle right now. And as I said, Hershey at times is going to adjust to the wing, tight end wing side. And they're just going to slide down a man and try to play Greencastle's strength with their strength. And we saw Burton run a little bit last week, maybe his first varsity action. Hopefully it'll be a little bit quicker tonight.
Sprague goes wide to the far side of the field. Fumble on the play. It looks like Greencastle recovered because no one seems excited about it. Yep, it was. Greencastle recovered by Myers.
You got to stay in there and get that ball. I mean, that's a loss down. And right now, the way this game is playing out right now, every yard is critical. And that's a tough one.
3rd down situations for the Blue Devils. Their second 3rd down situation. Spencer looking to pass. Oh, has it intercepted at the 45-yard line by Adam Harbosky. And Harbosky is finally brought down at about the 49-yard line.
Yeah, you didn't want to see that tonight. You didn't want to see him jump out and get that turnover right there. Pass was to number 86, was the intended receiver, which looks like that probably would have been Bray Peck. And it just was a little behind. And we said it earlier, Hershey's got some pretty athletic linebackers.
More speed than we've seen was the comment from Chuck Taninis, and you know what? He's not wrong. Hershey in their own territory for the very first time tonight at the 46-yard line. They're going to give it. Now you got me thinking about it. Obgo, the ball carrier to the 40, 39-yard line.
And that time Hershey got great push off the line, reestablished the line of scrimmage downfield, which let Obgo get 5 yards on the carry.
Second and, a little less than 5. Well, 2nd and 5 according to the sticks for Hershey. 6:34 remaining in quarter number 1. No score on the board here. The second drive for Hershey. Greencastle 3 and out and 3 and a fumble. 2 in the backfield. McCurdy under center for the first time here. Fumble on the play. He's down already. So each team now has fumbled once, but they have recovered himself a loss of the yard on the play.
That'll be the last time you see him under center.
Yeah.
Enough of that. Enough of that.
3rd down and 5. Another 3rd down situation for the Trojans. So McCurdy goes off to the side. He comes back out. He's a 5'9", 165-pound senior. They're going to bring trips to the right and twins to the left as they work from the left hash mark. This time in the gun all by himself is McCurdy. He's going to keep it and run. But someone, we'll get a number on that one. Overholser again stayed home and made the stop at the 40-yard line. No gain on the play.
And I'm sure if you're a college coach watching the game, you'd love Overholser to be about 6 inches taller.
Yeah. Just guessing, would you? Punt team in for both squads. Undercoffer is the punter. Had a nice one last time for Hershey. Sprague and Hansen standing back at the 10-yard line. Snap a little low, but Undercoffer gets it up. Another nice punt. Hang time going for the coffin corner and won't. Well, I tell you what, they're going to get it. It takes a Greencastle roll, unfortunately. In that case, it would have been a Hershey roll as it bounces back out to about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, and that turnover didn't result in points for Hershey during that series, but it did flip field position because now the Blue Devils are stuck at their 2-yard line, and this is going to be a tight situation for them to try to get out of. They've been trying to run wide, and I don't know if you want to do that here at the 2.
I will caution, and I can't always – I know, Mike, sometimes you don't like me saying these things because of the possible jinx, but last time Greencastle was in this situation, they fumbled the ball and lost it. Myers on the quarterback keeper. Going to get a few yards as the bodies move right. Move a little bit. It's not going to be a big gain on the play. Actually just 1 yard.
Yeah, yard on that, but that's the right call. You want to get yourself a little bit of room. They like to run the sweep action. They like to run the power sweep down here, but you don't want to hand the ball off a yard deep in the backfield, and crazy things can happen.
Rain still steady here at Cayley Field. Greencastle comes out with Myers under center. ISO back in the back, wings left and right. Going to give it to the fullback. He falls down on his knees. Depending on the spot, won't be a big pickup.
And off to 27.
That's Andrew Votrel.
No gain. Oh, he lost
the yard. Back to the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and 10 facing the Blue Devils.
Now, Greencastle has had success getting outside a little bit with some speed, but you can't do that stuff down here.
Not at a 2-yard line. Myers going to give it to Hines. Hines has a little running room, breaks through, and picks up about 9 yards, huh?
Yep, still short of the first down. But he ran in and run the power sweep, picked up 9, got a crease, and still going to have to punt here.
4th and 1, but you have to punt it away, but it was a nice run. Officials stopped the clock a little bit for a timeout. They're going to measure this one. Well, that'll be interesting to see. So here comes, we haven't had many measurements this year. We're not going to be able to see because of the Trojans standing near the football. Can't think that they got it, Mike, but.
Wow.
That was closer than we thought, huh?
Yeah, he's probably 2-3 inches away.
Now, if you're playing in your backyard, you'd go for this.
In your backyard?
Yeah.
Or, yeah. No.
No, because you don't keep yards in your backyard, right?
If it was in my backyard, it'd be an automatic first down because it's my yard.
It's your yard. Excellent point.
First down.
So 4th and inches. Blue Devils will bring the punt team in. Hansen will stand
Why
in
not
the
run?
end zone.
Why not run out there and try to get them to jump off sides, call a timeout, then punt it?
Oh, that's an idea.
Why not run out there, send your offense out, get excited, fly up to the ball, try to get them to jump, call a timeout, then kick the thing.
Can't answer that for you, but it's an idea. Hansen will
moved.
take the snap.
Yep.
We moved. That's going to move, push us back 5 more yards.
That's the second time in a punt formation that we had illegal procedure. The first time it wasn't called. That time it was. So now you're putting that ball back. Now your punter's deep in the end zone.
Deep in the end zone.
And you better have a great snap.
Yes. Snap becomes critical.
Not to jinx the Blue Devils here, but a snap
okay.
is critical in this situation.
Michael Gadd will stand now at his own 45-yard line. Snap's good. No one rushing. Not a long punt, but it's going to be a high punt that takes a bounce at the 36-yard line and then gets a Greencastle roll to about the 40-yard line. So, excellent field position. As you mentioned, flipping the fields here real quick for the Trojans to come out here on their third offensive series.
Now, last week we saw East Penn. We thought East Penn was going to come down with Fegley and try to run the ball down Greencastle's throat. And they immediately got out of that and went to the throwing game to see what they could do. And we've yet to see Hershey try to put one in the air. Even in their 5-wide formation, that was a quarterback keep.
Speaking of the 5-wide formation, here it is. With McCurdy all by himself in the backfield, they're going to send the wing into motion, and that is Ogbo. Ogbo stretched out along the line of scrimmage, cuts up, and is wrapped up, and finally brought down by Stoliber for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Stoliber right there hanging on for dear life. They had him in the backfield and just couldn't wrap him up. And Ogbo is a good back, so he made some guys miss.
5 yards on the gain, second down and 5, 2:47 remaining here in quarter number 1.
I'm a little raspy tonight. Steve kept me up late last night. Chalk Talk kept me at the John Allison house too late.
I saw you guys down there after the show was over.
What were you doing there?
I had a meeting.
Okay.
3 on the left, 2 on the right. And they're going to do the quarterback keeper again. This time he finds some running room, and he gets out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Good enough for the first down.
Yep. So now spread them out a little bit, see if you can get a crease, because you can't run against them inside. That's what they figured out. You can't run in the tight formation. Spread it out, see if we can run jet. If not, use a quarterback in the crease like that. Greencastle plays man, so they're going to run off with man. And if you get a crease, you're going to get a big gain.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. First down of the ball game. That goes to Hershey. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Same formation. They'll work from the right hash mark. In the shotgun by himself in the backfield. McCurdy awaiting the snap. Takes it, fakes the throw, and then keeps it. Same play and same hole. And this time there is a flag on the play as McCurdy gets inside the 10, way down to the 7-yard line.
It's going to be a hold on number 4 for Hershey here. But exactly that. Because Greencastle plays man, the outside linebacker had to turn and run with the inside receiver. So there's no one over there. No one. So he's going to have to do so. When you play man like that, the linebackers are bailing out, and someone's going to have to stay home and play that.
Push the ball way back to the 20-yard line. A 10-yard penalty for the holding against Hershey. We're going to keep doing that, Mike. Do it until you stop it, huh? 2 to the right, 3 to the left. See if Greencastle adjusts. They're going to bring Obgo into motion. He gets the ball on the jet sweep, has the running room, but dragged down. Fortunately, at the end, looks Andrew Scheller with the tackle. Thank you, Vern. It'll go down to a 2-and-2 situation, 2nd and 2.
Luke Kaga, he was in perfect position. He read it perfectly, came up off the edge, and couldn't make the play. He was there to make it, didn't make the play. Would have been for probably a yard or 2-yard gain. Instead, it ends up being 2nd and 2, 8-yard pickup.
They're going to stay with what's getting them there. 3 to the right, 2 to the left this time as they go 3 to the wide side of the field. Looking to pass for the very first time. Pattern to the end zone. That's a great catch. Did he call it? Was he shaking his head? There it is. Shaking his.
Wow.
That was it took a while to get it.
That did take a while to get that touchdown call. I mean, we got a back. We have a terrible angle from here, but if he got his feet in there, that's a good play by their receiver.
12-yard pass. Now they have another kicker besides the gentleman that kicks off. The extra point, it's flubbed, and Greencastle will stop the extra point from occurring. Bad snap, and so Hershey draws first blood. Took a while to get on the board here. At the 1:12 mark of the first quarter, Greencastle losing 6-0 right here on the F&M Trust Sports Network at MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
It's home equity season at F&M Trust. The best time of year to rake in big savings with some of the best rates around on a home equity loan or line of credit. To rake in your savings during home equity season, visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Chalk Talk. We talk high school football every Thursday night at 7:30 on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Hershey with a 12-yard pass play for the touchdown, 39 yards on 4 plays, and the extra point no good. They lead 6-0.
I was enjoying the music.
You were.
And remember, Steve kept me up late.
Yeah. You can only use that once per game.
That's it?
That's a new rule. It's a new rule.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, you're welcome, Steve. Michael Gadd to kick off. Blue Devils deep. And they're going to squiv it again. And bounces off Luke Robinson. He finally picks it up. Runs into a couple of his own runners and a few white jerseys, and he'll stay where he picks it up at the 30-yard line.
So does that, I mean, the missed extra point there with the bad snap and not getting a hold on it, that could loom huge in this game. We saw last week where we thought that was going to be big for Greencastle when they missed their first extra point.
Greencastle yet to get a first down, 3 and out, and 3 interception. So they're trying to get something going here in this ball game offensively. Silva to the right side as they work from the left hash. They're moving right and left. In motion goes Sprague to the far side. And pitch is going to go now to Burton. Ooh. Burton with what a move over there. It looked like he did a somersault. And he was able to prevent being taken down early, but he gets about 2 or 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, Sprague gets the kick-out block over there. It's a nice kick-out block. And Burton makes a guy miss. He gets into his legs, but he's able to roll out and get 4. And that's, you'll take positive yards right now every time.
Every time. Second and 6 is the call. Blue Devils bring out the offense, break to the near side. They're going to send Silva back over to the far side again. Burton is the lone back in the backfield. He is back there with the fullback. And the fullback doesn't go anywhere. Not sure which number that was this time. And I got the feeling Vern McCauley hasn't been able to make that call either. Votrel, the ball carrier.
Since early in the game, we saw Hershey adjusting to the tight end wing set that Greencastle was running. Greencastle has not come back out in the tight end wing, so they're not overloading to the tight end side right now, and they're keeping them an even front.
Well, that will end quarter number 1. Hershey in town for homecoming, and they lead this one 6-0 on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Days are shorter now, and South Central PA is showing off her best fall colors. That means home equity season at F&M Trust. The best time of year to rake in big savings with some of the best rates around on a home equity loan or line of credit. Access extra funds for anything you want. Consolidate high-interest bills, keep up with college expenses, or get whatever you need. It's up to you. To rake in your savings during home equity season, visit any F&M Trust office or fmtrustonline.com. Restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Brothers Pizza is a proud supporter of the Greencastle Blue Devils. Brothers Pizza offers a full menu, and breakfast is served 7 days a week. Don't forget Brothers Pizza for your next football party or special event. Our menu selection is great for football parties, birthdays, and other special occasions. Dine in, carry out, and delivery. 50 Pine Drive, Greencastle, next door to Comfort Inn. Phone 597-5322 or order online at mybrospizza.com.
Your home for Franklin County sports. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Well, we're a little late getting back, but you could see on the video screen the jump by the Blue Devils. Their third motion penalty of the ball game, and you technically could say that's 3 1/4, which isn't a good average.
That's not a good average. I was looking for Coach Taninis to see what his reaction was to that, and I can't find him down there.
He's in the camouflage jacket. That's why you couldn't see him. Good one. You knew that, didn't you? I'm sorry. I thought you were not being that smart, but you were. Spencer steps, throws. Incomplete. I tell you what, good coverage that time by Gadd.
Yeah, and what they're doing that we haven't seen this year is their linebackers in coverage are breaking when the ball's thrown, and they're taking a good angle on the break. On that play, which, again, when you play teams you don't have to play like this against, you're a step behind. Spencer needs to attack that corner.
Hansen will kick off, or excuse me, will punt. That will be his third punt of the ball game. Snap is to him. Little rush. Blocked by Hershey. And the ball on the ground at the 11-yard line. And recovered by Matthew Overhalser.
Matthew Overhalser with the coverage, but 25 comes off the edge. 25 for Hershey with the block. Comes right off the edge. Gets it. Hits him in the belly. He was going to lay out for it, but he didn't need to because it got him in the belly button.
Jack Donahue, first block punt of the season against the Blue Devils. I tell you what, Greencastle's only been averaging 2 punts a game. That was the fourth. And so Hershey right up the right side. People still moving. Now they're pushing them back. Obgo, the ball carrier.
Stopped in there by a host of Blue Devil defenders.
So the ball originally at the the 18 in Greencastle territory. They move it now down to the 12, so a 5-yard pickup for them.
If you're Greencastle right now, you really want to end this drive without points. I mean, you got to do everything you can not let them score. The way they're moving offensively, another score could be just too much.
2 in the backfield, wing to the left, receiver to the wide side of the field, the far side is Gadd. Turns around, hand off to number 10 that time for the first time for him to carry the ball. That is Niloviu. Trey Niloviu, 5'7", 175 pounds senior. No gain. Scheller makes the stop.
So you got 3rd and 5. And I'm wondering, and I'm going to say it out loud because I know everyone else is wondering, but they're not saying it out loud. What happened to the 5 wide?
Well, yes. Why wouldn't you run that when you ran 4 plays for a touchdown? Went 39 yards, 4 plays, and the 5 wide. Maybe they just wanted to give it a break. Show them something new. I can't answer that for you. Maybe you can check with.
I mean, I'm wondering it out loud just because, hey, we've had success in this formation. This is what they're doing against it. Here's what we can run out of it. Then when next time we get the ball in scoring position,
we don't run it.
We go under center. We put 2 backs in the backfield, and that's not. They weren't able to do that in the first quarter early on. Now, what makes you think now you can do it?
Well, they haven't listened to you yet.
Never. That's why I'm up here.
That's right. Slot to the right, wing to the right. 1 back in the backfield. That is Obgo. They give him on the pitch. Gets a nice block there. Down to inside the 10 to the 5. Down to about the 3-yard line. And is going to pick up the first down. And maybe that's why they ran it that way.
Yeah, he got Obgo. They got him the ball in the little toss there and just kind of stretched it out until he found a crease. And then he got up in the crease and picked up about 6 or 7. So they're 1st and goal at the 5.
Ogbo running well. He is a junior. We'll see him again next year. As we mentioned, he was able to accumulate 159 yards against Bishop McDevitt last week, and that's not easy to do against Bishop McDevitt. So you know that the young man can run the football, and that he can do. We have a timeout on the field, and we remind you this broadcast is brought to you by F&M Trust. It's home equity season at F&M Trust. A great time to rake in big savings with some of the best interest rates around on a home equity loan or line of credit. Learn more at fnmtrustonline.com, equal housing lender. Chalk Talk, you can hear it every Thursday night, 7:30. Usually it's Gary Klein along with my good friend Mike here. But last night, Mike, you had some special guests on, didn't you?
I did have a special guest. Our amazing cameraman, Steve Sibio, came in and sat in last night because Gary was working.
Oh, yeah, he was working. He was. He was at the Oriole game.
He was at the Oriole game.
Life of rally that man has. That's what he works. Goes to Atlantic City, he works there, and goes to Orioles and all sorts of football game. One lone back in the backfield. They're going to give it to him. He is hit right away and brought down with no yards.
Coming out trying to run a little bit of that veer option. That time he gives it to the fullback right in the middle. Obgo the single back.
And Bobby Ryder with the stop. And that is Bobby Ryder time. He needed to step up on that one for the senior did, and he did. So it brings up a second down situation.
Dunnigan on the tackle for the
Dunnigan they're going to say was there. Okay. So no gain on that one. 9:43, it's 6-0. Hershey up here in second quarter. Same formation, pistol for the quarterback, and Obgo gets the call. Going to try to come around the left side. He does, and he gets the touchdown from about 5 yards away.
Yeah, that's how you're going to beat the Blue Devils if you're going to do it tonight. It's by spreading the field, getting Obgo the ball in space, and let him pick the crease when he sees it, not sitting back there in a two-back.
So they'll try to get some points on the board through the extra point. Trying to check, see who's kicking for them is not Gadd. It is Darius Carter. Kick is up, and it is good. With 9:29 left, it's a two-score lead for the Trojans, 13-0, right here on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Hey, insurance companies that want to spend a gazillion dollars on funny TV ads can go right ahead, as long as it's not my money paying for it. For seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance, I go to Erie Insurance, where a great price is just the start. You get unbelievable service, independent agents you can really trust, and superior products. But don't just take it from me. Talk to your local Erie agent.
Call Antrim Insurance. In Greencastle, call 593-0500. In Waynesboro, call 762-4565.
This is Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils football on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Now, certainly not a big drive for Hershey, but the results is all really counts. It was a 5-play, 18-yard drive after the blocked punt. 5 yards, Obgo goes in for the second score for the Trojans. Kickoff, Gadd's quick kick. And again, it's going to be onto the ground, and Greencastle makes sure they cover it as James Hine goes down to get it at the 29-yard line.
So Hines starting at the 28. Let's look at the first half for the Blue Devils. A turnover, an interception, pins them back deep once the field position changed and puts them deep that they have to punt out of, and the block punt gets them a score. So Blue Devils just not been able to flip the field.
See what they can do offensively this time. 5th time they've touched the football. One in the back, 2 wings. One wide out on the near side. Sprague comes in on the jet sweep. Gets the call. Has a little opening as he comes up. Great tackle that time. Trying to check his number by number 4 as he just gets Sprague right at the last moment. And that is, oh my, Adam Hervovsky. They have an international flair to the roster. But
that's the sweetest place on earth.
It is. I've heard that. 2nd and 7 now for the Blue Devils. 2 in the backfield. Wing right side. Going to give it this time to the fullback, and he comes up close to the first down. Votro is the ball runner, and for the first time in this ball game, gentlemen, first down for the Blue Devils.
All right, here we go. You can hear the chant about moving the sticks. This is a huge drive for the Blue Devils here, and you feel like it almost has to result in points, don't you?
You really do, because we're not going to score quick. We're not a quick scoring team. We are methodical, put the drive in motion and go. And you get behind 2 or 3 scores, you're in trouble.
You are in trouble.
Myers resets his offense, makes sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. Long snap, camp, Sprague. This time Sprague's going to come again in the jet sweep. Cuts up again, but he is stopped and brought down after about 2.5 yards on the carry.
Yeah, you like to see James Hines get up in that hole a little bit more, get up in there and peel off that linebacker coming across. That time he kind of stuttered up in the hole, and Sam beat the block through the hole, and that's not what you want to see there.
2nd and 8. Clock at 8 minutes here in quarter number 2. 13-0 up on the board. It's in favor of the Hershey Trojans. Wide out to the left side, slot to the left, wing to the right. One in the backfield. They're going to give it to Hines coming on the sweep. Hines has a little running room, gets down to the 49-yard line. He needed to get to the 50 for the first down. He's going to be shy by about a foot.
But it's going to be 3rd and short, which allows you to do a lot of different things here.
A yard, less than a yard from Blue Devils. Just inside the 50-yard line.
Going to have to just get a length of the football here.
Yes, should be. And we've seen Spencer on the quarterback keeper a lot. Myers goes up under center, and he has Hines behind him in the fullback position. Going to give it to Sprague, trying to go around the left side. He gets hit right away. 3rd down conversion does not work for the Blue Devils.
Doesn't work for the Blue Devils, and they were running that jet sweep with some success. I don't know if I love the call there, though. I think I would have liked to just get a push up in there and try to move the pile for a yard. I don't know if I would punt.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was 4th and it's still a length of a ball, I think I'd go. Maybe in this situation I'd punt. I mean, it's a 5th punt of the game already for the Blue Devils.
Averaging under 2 a game coming in. 2 yards to the first down, so at midfield and down by 2 scores.
Spread out.
They don't have enough people right now, and Greencastle will be forced to take the timeout.
Yeah, if you're the Blue Devils here in this punt formation, maybe you move some guys out wide and kind of move them off. Now they're loading up on the edges and coming off the corners. Spread punt it a little bit.
Spread punt. Do the rugby punt.
Yeah, rugby punt it. Run and kick it.
That's the same thing, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why it's called the rugby punt, I guess. Well, coming up at halftime, we'll check the schedule from around the Mid-Penn Conference, look at who's playing who and what the scores are, and take a look at the schedule coming up next week. That's all forthcoming at the halftime. And we do want to tell you, though, that Waste Management in 1 year manages to recycle enough material to fill the Empire State Building 27.2 times. With experience like that, they are bound to have a program that can help your business recycle. Talk to Waste Management or visit www.wm.com today. On behalf of Waste Management's Greencastle Hauling, best of luck to the Blue Devils. Little slow snap. Punt is off by Hanson. Takes a great Greencastle roll inside the 20, inside the 10. Still rolling and finally brought down at the 8-yard line and finally got the switch fields.
Switch fields, great pump by Kurt Hanson. It was a low end-over-end liner. Hit the ground, rolled down outside at the 8-yard line, and your Greencastle, you need a defensive stop.
Well, you do. Hershey has scored the last 2 times they touched the ball games. They haven't been great drives. One's 39, 4 plays. The other was 18 yards in 5 plays. So certainly not real long sustained drives, but enough to get in the end zone. 2 in the backfield as he works from the pistol wing to the right side, wide out to the left. Work from the right hash mark. Low snap. They get it to Ogbo. Ogbo around the right side, but doesn't really string out that defensive line. Only going to check it out, maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, they run to the tight wing side, and it's not where they're having great success. They're having success spreading the field a little bit and getting him the ball wide, pitching it to him, not handing it to him. So we'll see if they make that adjustment here.
2nd and 9.5. Clock under 6 minutes here in the opening half. Same formation for the Trojans. And they'll bring in motion the wing from the other side. And they're going to pitch to this side. Ogbo, Sprague with him. Oh, couldn't bring him down. He breaks it. Gets hit again. Breaks out of that one. Can someone bring him down, please? And they do. Hurst finally gets him and then gang tackled down at the 5-yard line.
Ogbo keeps his feet moving. He's a big, strong kid. And they knocked him. They kept knocking into him, but just couldn't get him off his feet. And luckily for them, he didn't break it and go.
Only picks up another yard, so it brings up a 3rd and 9 situation. Sprague had him originally, but it ran into him high and couldn't get him down. You're not going to get him down high.
No, you're not. I don't like the way the quarterback, and no one asked me this, but I don't like the way he tosses that. He reverses out to it and tosses it. I don't know. I don't like that.
Spread formation 5 wide, as you said. They love to go to that at the 2-yard line. He's going to run it again. He doesn't get very many yardage this time as he tries to go right side, and the Blue Devils hold on a drive they really, really needed to hold on.
Needed to hold right there. Great job by the Blue Devils here. Maybe they get some momentum on their side now. They're going to get great field position.
Ryder credited with the stop. Yes, they are. Hansen and Sprague standing at the 43. Into punt is Undercoffer. He's had a couple of nice punts. You could hope for a bad snap here if you're Greencastle, like that one. A bounce pass to him, but it was a perfect bounce pass. And then here's the fair catch by Hansen at the 45-yard line. So Blue Devils do have good field position this time.
They do. They got it on this side of the 50. Hansen, that's a smart move by him. We've complained about that all year. You got to fair catch that so it doesn't hit the ground and roll another 20 yards. So great job fair catching it and holding on to the ball as the rain is really picking up now, Greg.
Well, you're right, and you saw the bad snap there. Again, it went in Hershey's favor as it just bounced right up to Undercoffer. Blue Devils now will try to get something going offensively. Myers is under center. They're sending 5 in. They're going to give this one to the freshman running back who gets up to about 7 yards for Burton. Demetrius Burton with a nice little run there. Burton, by the way, 5'9", 165-pound freshman, and 7 yards on the carry.
Great job by Burton. Greencastle jumped out right away, came unbalanced. They went unbalanced to the right. Hershey never moved to it, never recognized it, and Greencastle able to get numbers on the edge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again up on the front line for Hershey. Greencastle with 2 in the backfield. Burton once again trying to find some room. Breaks through to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and knocked out of bounds. What a great diving save. But Burton with a great little run that time, Mike.
Burton with a really nice run. He gets on the edge. Nick Silva, maybe he had a hold out there on the corner, but he got away with one, and Burton gets down the side and gets knocked out of bounds. But nice job. That's the momentum that Greencastle needs here.
Drew Lloyd made that touchdown-saving tackle. Blue Devils now down at the 14, 13, now we're going to call it the 14-yard line. Hind behind. Whoops. That was Burton on the sweep. He gets the ball somehow, and fortunately, Greencastle picks up some positive yardage. You saw Spencer Myers bobble the ball as it came out.
Losing the ball as it came out, then he still tried to give it to Burton, and I'm sure if you're Coach Flory, you tell him later, hey, just hold on to that because we don't want a bad exchange here. But he was able to pick up almost 3 on it, so, again, a positive night.
Well, you know, you mentioned last week Burton struggled a little bit as he came into the ball game for the very first time we saw touch. He's been injured, and you can see, you know, he just needed some touches, chance to run the ball. Votro is the fullback. Sprague wing to the near side, our side, and they give it to Sprague. A little running room up the middle, and they collapse on him real quick. Gadd gets over there as Sprague goes down to the 7-yard line. That was a strange handoff too, wasn't it?
It looked a little bit, but you're talking about new guys back there. If you notice, every time they break the huddle, Spencer Myers is lining somebody up. So they've gone all year with the same backs. Now with the injuries, there's new guys on the field. He's got to line them up. But you see that thing parted like the Red Sea from our vantage point.
It did.
But their linebackers are fast. He got back inside and made a play.
So we're at the 8-yard line. 3rd and 5 for the Blue Devils. This is going to be Hines, but Hines is going to be thrown for negative yardage. Or Votro, I guess. It was Votro's in there. I thought it was Hines, but it doesn't really matter. It went nowhere.
The Blue Devils obviously does not look like they're going to try to kick a field goal here.
Now, going to go for the first down or possibly the touchdown. You have to run the crisscross, misdirection, counter crisscross. Sprague goes to the right side, and Hershey wants to call a timeout. We'll take a timeout also right here on the F&M Trust Sports Network on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand-name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
your home for Franklin County sports. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Blue Devils back out to the timeout. Spencer under center. They need 5 yards for a first down. Spencer looking to throw and play action to the end zone to Sprague, and it's knocked out at the last minute. Great defensive play in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, nice play. He rolls out, takes the corner, throws the ball on the outside out of bounds. So Sprague's got to reach out to get it. Good play. Ball's wet. Easy to be knocked away.
Matthew Langan makes the stop for the Hershey Trojans, so their Blue Devils will give it up on downs. Neither team able to convert on third down yet this first half of play. Hershey didn't have to on the 2 scoring drives. Now they'll start at their own 8-yard line. Plenty of time on the clock. Hand off. Go fumble, and Greencastle has it. Went right into. Oh, they fumbled it. And do we have a touchdown? No, they're going to say he's down. What a wild series of play there.
Wow. So just got the ball. Someone got their hand on it, knocked it up in the air. It fell in somebody's belly, and whoever it was smart enough to hold on to it.
Yes.
And run forward. And then he hits the ground, ball comes out. We thought it was a touchdown, but comes back to the 7. But you'll take that. A new set of downs at the 7.
Yes, we will.
66, Andrew Scheller.
Scheller gets credit for it. That is the first turnover for Hershey. Blue Devils have one also. So now second life for the Blue Devils. Sprague looking to throw in the end zone. Yes, they have it. Touchdown! Stoliber with a great grab. Spencer, it didn't look like the design play, to be honest with you, but nevertheless, they get the 6 points on the board.
Yeah, it was kind of a reverse waggle. Like he rolled to his right, but it looked like they were trying to get him coming back across the green in the backfield, back of the end zone. Spencer, nice throw, got it up and over, and Stoliber with a great grab in the wet conditions. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Hansen will come in with the extra point chores. Sprague the holder, not a good snap. He steps up. I don't know if that was a design fake or not, but he's not going to go anywhere as they're able to crunch him. So now both teams, they're still moving. What the heck's going on there? It looks like a rugby.
The rugby scrum. It was a bad snap, Greg.
Yeah, bottom line.
Bottom line was a bad snap, and it was on the ground, and maybe Sam could have got it on the tee, maybe not. He chose not to, and no one's going to question that decision.
No, but most importantly, Mike Greencastle gets on the board there, much needed when 1:07 left in the half. That at least gives them some life to come back here in the second half. And despite getting the extra point, I think the extra point would have been critical. As you said before, that could come back to be a very important one. But nevertheless, the Blue Devils were unable to get it. This broadcast brought to you by the investment and trust experts at F&M Trust. Point your future in the right direction with smarter retirement planning from F&M Trust. For more than a century, we've provided members of the community with personal guidance and expert financial management solutions. We can do the same, same for you to reach your goals tomorrow. Schedule your free no-obligation retirement review at F&M Trust today. Well, that was only a one-play, 8-yard drive. It was the pass play from Myers to Stoliber for the touchdown. Extra point is no good. Blue Devils will kick away here to get things going, waiting for the okay from the officials. Second touchdown pass reception for Stoliber. And for Myers, that's his 6th touchdown pass. Ball goes into the end zone. Touchback out to the 20 on the kickoff.
Hansen's kickoff goes into the end zone.
So we'll see what Hershey can do. Last time they touched the ball, it was coughed up by Ogbo.
And you know what I've been impressed with Hershey is, as well as Greencastle run the ball those last couple times they touched it, even with the play action pass, they're covering. Mm-hmm. They're in good coverage.
Minute 7 to go. Hershey has used one timeout here in the first half. They'll work from the pistol again. Going to give it to Ogbo to get his confidence back. Someone rips his shirt off. He cuts back to the middle, and he doesn't go down easy, but he finally goes down to the 25.
Ogbo just looking for space, trying to get. He's going to, you feel like eventually he's going to break one here the way he's going if you don't get him to the ground the first time. And I'm sure that's something they'll talk about at halftime, getting him wrapped into the ground.
Yeah, he's just able to. You can see that he loves to do that. Go one way and come back another way. 2nd and 5. 35 seconds. They got 1 or 2 plays here in the half. Gertie sets his team, gives it to the first up back, and he goes nowhere on it. I would.
With the football.
Nice play by Bobby Ryder.
Bobby Ryder on the tackle.
Yes, it was. That was their fullback, Niloview. No game, third, 12 seconds up. I don't think Hershey's going to take a play here. And Greencastle was content to let the clock run out. Well, dominated by Hershey in the first part of the half, but Greencastle comes back to put themselves back in the ball game. At halftime, it is 13-6 on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Days are shorter now, and South Central PA is showing off her best fall colors. That means home equity season at F&M Trust. The best time of year to rake in big savings with some of the best rates around on a home equity loan or line of credit. Access extra funds for anything you want. Consolidate high-interest bills, keep up with college expenses, or get whatever you need. It's up to you. To rake in your savings during home equity season, visit any F&M Trust office or fmtrustonline.com. Restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Football season is here, and Klein Tours has your ticket and bus transportation to NFL action. We have trips to all Baltimore Ravens home games. Join Klein Tours as we travel to Miami to watch the Ravens play the Dolphins December 6th through 9th. We have your ticket and transportation to see the Washington Redskins. Trips to New York City, Atlantic City, multi-day tours, and more. Klein Tours, the Tri-State's #1 tour and travel agency. Visit us online at kleintours.com or phone 717-597-5997.
There's nothing like being at the game. The excitement, the fun, the food, and all the waste. Whether it's popcorn boxes, hot dog wrappers, or this soda cup. Big games generate tons of waste. That's why Waste Management is helping stadiums and businesses reduce waste altogether through recycling and organic composting. To learn more, talk to your local waste management representative or visit thinkgreen.com.
Fast Signs helps businesses like yours with their visual communications. We ask the right questions, recommend smart solutions, and help you build your business. Our knowledgeable consultants uncover your communication challenges and provide visible solutions. At Fast Signs, we're innovators, planners, and designers. We're more than fast, more than signs, and we're more than ready to help. Contact Fast Signs today.
Visit www.fastsigns.com or visit us at our Greencastle and York locations.
Chalk Talk, the only program dedicated exclusively to Franklin County High School football, is on MidPennBroadcasting.com. Join Gary Klein and Mike Montadoro every Thursday night at 7:30, streaming live from John Allison Public House, 401 East Baltimore Street in Greencastle. We preview each week's upcoming games and talk with the players, coaches, and reporters. You're invited to join the conversation. Email us your questions and comments during the show. Chalk Talk on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
You're listening to Blue Devils Football with Craig Hoover and Mike Montadoro on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way in Greencastle. Well, a back-and-forth ball game to a certain extent, Mike. It started out with a punt, interception, punt, and then finally Hershey got on the board after a Greencastle punt, a punt, a 12-yard pass play, 39 yards on 4 plays, no good on the extra point. Then Blue Devils had the punt blocked on the next one, so really just from 18 yards away, Hershey takes it in. Suddenly it's 13-0, and Greencastle's in trouble. They have to punt on their next series. Hershey has to punt on their next series. Greencastle finally gets a first down, moves the ball on their 6th series, and then Hershey with a critical turnover, the fumble, and Myers hits Stolliver on the very next play, 8 yards, 1 play total, and it was 13-6, no good, low snap on that one. Hershey just took 2 snaps and closed the half out, and really probably just as we figured it might be.
Yeah, we figured we'd come into and see a game like this. I like where Greencastle is right now. I like the momentum going right into the locker room. I feel like they made some stops on Hershey now. I feel like, okay, we're okay. We can play with these guys. I feel really good about the Blue Devils coming out in the second half and being able to do some things that they weren't able to do in that first quarter, whether it be jitters, not playing against a line that big and that physical. But they were able to get the blocks in the second half, and right toward the end there, they were able to move the ball effectively.
Yes, they have stopped the Obgo for the most part. He hasn't really been dominating running, and they've only thrown, I believe, like one time. Can you remember another time they've thrown?
I cannot.
Yeah, one time. Blue Devils, I think, have 3 passes, and one of those is complete. And of course, the interception falls in there also. So not a passing night, as we've told you before, and as you can probably see, the rain steady, a little bit heavier than it was at game time. As we started the game time, it's the only good thing I think about this one. It's not really cold out at this point. 66 degrees at the start of the game time. The temperature really hasn't dropped. The wind a little breezy, but not really playing a major role. But you're not seeing a lot of passes in this ball game. So the Blue Devils, what do you do second half?
I think you continue to do what you've done in the second half before, or the first half before halftime, running on the edge, getting the power sweep going, running the jet sweep. I think the counter crisscross was there. Sam got tackled for about a 6-yard gain, but I think you can come back to that counter crisscross. At halftime, I think you're talking to Burton about just getting lined up right. We saw Spencer getting everybody directed and lined up, and that's tough because then you want to break the huddle and go quick, and you can't because we're not lined up the right way. So I think getting Burton squared away at halftime, but continue doing what you were doing. I think you're going to have to take a look at the play-action passing game because I think Hershey has done a great job defending in the play-action passing game. So I think if you're going to throw, then you're going to throw your flood route later, but you got to have Myers attack the edge. And that's not Spencer's strength. His strength isn't his feet.
Right.
But you're going to have to try to get him to attack the edge so that maybe you find someone step up and he gets open. And then I think if you're Hershey, you're sitting in there going, hey, let's spread the field. Let's spread the field.
They may not be saying that, but you have been saying that all night as they showed that 5 wide and ultra successful in that 5 wide. So I don't know why they did go away.
Well, and they tried to run it here late, but they ran the quarterback on the dive or the keep up in the gut. And you're not going to beat. We found out now. I think the sample size is in. You're not going to beat Greencastle between the tackles running the football.
No, I think the sample size will guarantee you that to be true. And I think most teams have seen that also to be the case. I mean, you had the number 1 runner in the area last week trying to go off through the tackles. He couldn't get any yards that way either. So I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. Well, when we return, we'll check out what is happening around the Mid-Penn with a scoreboard update on the F&M Trust Sports Network on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Hey, insurance companies that want to spend $1 gazillion on funny TV ads can go right ahead, as long as it's not my money paying for it. For seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance, I go to Erie Insurance, where a great price is just the start. You get unbelievable service, independent agents you can really trust, and superior products. But don't just take it from me. Talk to your local Erie agent.
Call Antrim Insurance. In Greencastle, call 593-0500. In Waynesboro, call 762-4565.
It's home equity season at F&M Trust. The best time of year to rake in big savings with some of the best rates around on a home equity loan or line of credit. To rake in your savings during home equity season, visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Brothers Pizza is a proud supporter of the Greencastle Blue Devils. Brothers Pizza offers a full menu, and breakfast is served 7 days a week. Don't forget Brothers Pizza for your next football party or special event. Our menu selection is great for football parties, birthdays, and other special occasions. Dine in, carry out, and delivery. 50 Pine Drive, Greencastle, next door to Comfort Inn. Phone 597-5322 or order online at mybrospizza.com.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Trane dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
Streaming live with over 70 local sporting events a year, this is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
From the Gary Klein playlist of hits, Cotton Eye Joe there for you. On a rainy night in Greencastle, it must be raining all over the world, but it is raining here. Looks like it slacked off a little bit. It's slowed down a little bit. Mike, we were looking at the scoreboard at halftime. The officials wound it up as soon as Hershey got to the locker room, but it was a 20-minute halftime, which is extra long.
It seems extra long tonight. Usually we're already in a hurry about getting another break in so that we can come back and continue to talk about some football and what the Blue Devils have to do. But one of the things I loved was when you said about the rain and being 66 degrees, not that cold, but we're inside.
Now, that is true.
And 66 degrees sitting in the rain.
Wet and in the rain. And I don't know if that was the reason, because the players were wet and let them get a chance to dry off, but they're going to come back out and get wet. And the halftime wetter, and the homecoming activities took place pre-game, so it's certainly not for that reason at this point in time. The Hershey band has made the trip, but they not playing at halftime. I mean, we've seen that a lot when the rain comes down. They try to keep most of their instruments in dry, and it's water doesn't do a lot of good to a lot of instruments, so even though they're playing them during the ball game. But nevertheless, we are at the half here at Greencastle. Cayley Field's our location. 13-6 is the score. The other game you can listen to and watch is the one up in Mifflin County when Game Time PA and MidPennBroadcasting.com. Gary Klein, Mike Berger making the long ride up there tonight. And you have an update on that for us?
I think we do. I thought it was 7-0, and Chambersburg, last we heard, was driving in for another score maybe. Looks like it's 7-0 still is what we have on that. We've got some other local scores that are of interest to all of us. East Pennsboro beating James Buchanan 27-0. There's some word on the street that the quarterback at JB was hurt in that game. So that'll hurt them and set them back a little bit. Northern on top of Big Spring, 14-7.
Wow.
Is a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, Big Spring is a surprise. You know, they played us tough a couple weeks ago. Really, it was a good ball game, and they played well against us. And then they come in and get really Buchanan just put one to them. And now this week, it's the Northern beating Big Spring. So
right, and then we had the Ship Waynesboro game tonight. The one that's a lot of interest to everybody around the area. 6-0 right now, at least that's the score we have. 6-0. Ship is leading that game. And I figured that Ship would defend Waynesboro. Mm-hmm. I figured they've got a pretty savvy coaching staff there. They've been together a long time. I figured they'd be able to defend Waynesboro. I was, for Ship's sake, concerned, could they stop Waynesboro? Because Waynesboro has had some success putting up points. But as of right now, it's 6-0. I don't think the rain helped Waynesboro tonight.
Well, no, they're playing at Ship. Mm-hmm. And Ship has not only, I guess they did take out the dirt infield and replace that with grass up at Memorial Stadium in Shippensburg. And it's a great football venue, by the way. But it was a baseball field, and it is grass, and it does get wet. And obviously, that is a Shippensburg. We talked about playing here on turf. It doesn't make a difference, but that field it could. Waynesboro does have some talent, on the offensive side of the football. And so they can score. Unfortunately, I look at Shippensburg and I think, well, they led last week early on, against Mechanicsburg, and then Mechanicsburg came back to put a lot of points on the board. So,
and that's been Ship's problem all year. I've talked to Coach Faust about it a couple of times. They've put together one great quarter, two great quarters, three great quarters, not in that order, but they've yet to put together four great quarters, and I know Faust is really concerned about that. When are they going to play? Maybe tonight's the night that all four quarters come together for them. I don't know, but you're exactly right. Same thing at Dover early in the year. They had that game in hand going into the fourth quarter, and then Dover exploded on them. So, if you're Shippensburg, you're a little concerned.
Gun shy to be exact.
Everyone else is playing the old Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope against you. And then in the fourth quarter, they're tearing into it. So hopefully Ship has got some of that fixed. But we'll see how it plays out. And you're kind of hoping that maybe we talked about this last night at Chalk Talk, kind of hoping that maybe East Penn gets off the bus a little sluggish, thinking, hey, we're going to beat JB no matter what, and maybe JB sneaks up and gets them.
Well, yeah, and you think somewhere along the line that could happen to East Pennsboro, because right now, certainly in the driver's seat after the win last night, the standings too early in the year for that to be of great importance. But obviously, East Pennsboro at 2-0 in the league. Greencastle is 1-1. Waynesboro just one game, 1-0. Then you have JB at 1-1. You have Northern at 1-1, and then Big Spring and Ship at 0-2. But who could beat East Pennsboro? That's the question. Who could beat East Pennsboro?
I would if I was in Vegas and I was putting money on the table, I'd say nobody.
Okay, well, that would be my bet also, unfortunately, at this point in time. Other games going on, Carlisle at Cumberland Valley State College is at Central Dolphins. CD East is at Harrisburg in Commonwealth action. Mid-Penn Keystone, Bishop McDevitt at Susquehanna Township. Mechanicsburg at Cedar Cliff. Redland at Lower Dauphin, which should be, Redland Lower Dauphin should be a really good ball game.
Should be a great game. And you went through that list. I don't mean to stop you there, but this Carlisle-Cumberland Valley game is supposed to be the most competitive game that those two schools have played in almost an eternity.
I bet it was. Since the days of Owens and company at Carlisle, not Billy Owens, that was his brother. Played at Syracuse also, was a great running back for Carlisle. They had some great teams then, but then they took a downhill turn, but now they're back. And they're playing pretty good football.
It's 21-14 right now. Cumberland Valley's leading, but you almost feel like if it ends up 21-14, it's a win for Carlisle.
Mm-hmm.
It's not on the schedule, but it's a win for Carlisle because of where they've been and where they're getting to.
We talked about Redland at Lower Dauphin. Mid-Penn Capital, Bowling Springs at Palmyra, Camp Hill at Still High. Milton Hershey has Middletown. West Perry at Trinity. West Perry yet to win a ball game this year. You look back over our game, it was close for a little bit, but it isn't the same old West Perry team. Lost a lot, but at the same time, too, they went through a coaching change. And I just think we've talked about that numerous times. Coaching changes are tough in that very first year. It's just tough to get it, unless it's someone from the staff that just doesn't change anything and keeps it going. But West Perry struggling through that. Big Spring at Northern, we already told you about. East Penn at James Buchanan, Shippensburg at Waynesboro. Next week, Chambersburg has Central Dauphin East. It just doesn't get any easier. This is the win for them. They got to win. They got to win tonight, or they probably will not win the rest of the season. So.
We talked with Ed Gottwalls last night from the Public Opinion during Chalk Talk, and that was the question we asked. We said, Ed, if Chambersburg doesn't get one tonight, are they going to get any on the schedule? And Ed was pretty honest with us and said he didn't believe so. That he thought we originally thought, okay, they might get Carlisle.
Right.
But Carlisle's a way better team than they've been. So it was if they don't get Mifflin County, there might not be a win on the schedule for them. 17-0 now. Chambersburg's up to start the fourth quarter.
Well,
so
that's good for them.
It looks like they're going to get that one tonight. And listen to Coach Saunders' interview last night. I mean, good for him because.
Still positive.
Oh,
about
man,
it.
He is pouring his heart into it. At least it sounds like it.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So good for him.
And, I hate to talk about this, but obviously he was on the hot seat before the season started.
Oh, yeah.
Got a vote of confidence from the board to remain in that position. But when you go 0-10, people start chanting or talking again about it, and at least to pick up a win here would be good for him And again, they lost a lot of people last year. There is no doubt. And a lot of those people were playing college football. They had a very good roster, and it's just not the same roster. Chambersburg at Central Dauphin East. Northern York is at Shippensburg next week. James Buchanan comes here for a 7:30 contest against the Blue Devils, and Waynesboro at East Pennsboro. And then next Sunday, Lawrenceville at Mercersburg Academy for that rare Sunday afternoon ball game in high school football. Don't see that too often. That one starts at 1 p.m. We come back, we'll have the second half kickoff of this one. It is 13-6. Hershey leads here at halftime on the Antrim Insurance halftime show. We'll be right back.
Days are shorter now, and South Central PA is showing off her best fall colors. That means home equity season at F&M Trust. The best time of year to rake in big savings with some of the best rates around on a home equity loan or line of credit. Access extra funds for anything you want. Consolidate high-interest bills, keep up with college expenses, or get whatever you need. It's up to you. To rake in your savings during home equity season, visit any F&M Trust office or fmtrustonline.com. Restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
When you're ready to break away from the routine and step into a hassle-free world of fun and adventure, Klein Tours is the partner you need to make fantasy a reality. For more than 20 years, Klein Tours Incorporated has taken care of all the details for people traveling from the four-state region of South Central Pennsylvania, Western Maryland, the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia, and Winchester, Virginia area. Whether you're looking for a 1- or 2-day tour to the bright lights of New York City or the fun and excitement of Atlantic City, we've got you covered. And we offer special bonus packages so you can get more for your hard-earned dollar. Klein Tours is not only your source for major sports events and tickets to Broadway shows, we also offer multi-day air trips to destinations like Las Vegas and New Orleans. Subscribe to our newsletter for travel updates, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Our online travel center features real-time availability and purchasing is easy. Tours can also be reserved by phone at 717-597-5997.
Chalk Talk, the only program dedicated exclusively to Franklin County High School football, is on MidPennBroadcasting.com. Join Gary Klein and Mike Montadoro every Thursday night at 7:30, streaming live from John Allison Public House, 401 East Baltimore Street in Greencastle. We preview each week's upcoming games and talk with the players, coaches, and reporters. You're invited to join the conversation. Email us your questions and comments during the show. Chalk Talk on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Live and local. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Kickoff moments away here, the second half. Greencastle trailing 13-6. Mike, we got to do it again. Give someone a chance to win 2 tickets. Bus transportation to the Philadelphia Eagles Washington Redskins game Saturday, December 20th at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Courtesy of Gary Klein and Klein's Tours. We need a phrase that pays.
Homecoming.
Homecoming it is. Homecoming, which is much better than last week's phrase. The cold pulled pork, which we thought was ingenious at the time, but nevertheless, anyway, go to midpennbroadcasting.com or on our mobile website on your phone, click on register to win, enter the phrase or word, and we're going to announce the winner October 31st. So there you go. Greencastle will kick off to Hershey to start the third quarter. The Blue Devils moving left to right from the east to the west as Hanson line drives it down the field to the 30, to the 20. Bobbled at the 22, finally picked up, and still on the, here he comes around the outside, some little running room, just couldn't bring him down. He brings it back up to the 34-yard line.
Hanson did a nice job coming around there, but on the outside edge, lost contain. He went inside over the top instead of trail behind, and he saw the crease, but thankfully Kurt Hanson was there to make the tackle.
Austin Paxton was the ball carrier, 5'9" senior. They got a lot of little people registered on here, small and high. There's a 5-footer here on their roster, 5'6". I think that might have been a mistake. I can't see that I see a 5-footer. That's not very tall. Trips to the right, one to the left, and Ogbo in the backfield, and he gets hit at the line of scrimmage, but is able to motor up about 2 yards on the play.
Came out in a tight bunch formation, put 3 receivers over there to block for Obgo, and You know, if you're Greencastle, you still have to respect the passing game because you can't get lulled to sleep because one big pass will beat you if you start thinking, all right, they're not going to throw it. But it doesn't look like you're going to throw it.
Well, no, I think they might have thrown once, and I'm not even sure that has occurred. Pistol formation, trips left. Ogbo again in the backfield. He's going to turn and pitch to him again. He has a little crease here as he goes through. There's a holding flag, I'm sure, and knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. We will assume that's a hold.
We're going to assume it's a hold back there. And Oberholzer makes a nice play out here and keeps Ogbo from getting the corner. He's got to turn back inside where there's some help. So even if there's not a hold, he doesn't pick up the first down.
Well, that is the call.
And that's a spot foul, so it's going to go 10 yards from right at the line of scrimmage. They'll bring up a 2nd and 20.
That is their second penalty of the ball game, both of them for holding, both of them 10 yards. Greencastle has committed 3 all-motion penalties for 15 yards in this one. So it marches them back to the 23-yard line. Third quarter just getting underway. Thanks for joining us, 13-6. The Trojans of Hershey over the Blue Devils, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Spread offense again. Going to bring in motion Obgo on the sweep, the jet sweep. He gets it, trying to go around the turn, and gets hung up early on and thrown down. Not for a loss, but certainly only about a 3 or 4 yard gain.
Yeah, just running the jet sweep out of it. I don't like that play out of the 5 wide for them. I like the QB running it once everyone's running off in man coverage. I like the QB coming off the corner. That's what I'd be doing if I was Hershey. But if you're here, 3rd and 15, what are you looking for? Screens and draws. Right here it is.
Well, they've just took out Obgo out of the offense, and he has been their offense. And let's see what they do. 2 to the left, 3 to the right, and that spread formation, they're going to keep 1 in the backfield. 2 and 2, from the pistol. Back to pass, looking to throw. Throwing a timing pattern down here for Gadd. Gadd with the catch at the 40, and his defender slips down, and Gadd will go in for the touchdown.
Oberholzer falls down at the play, but they just took that right from East Pennsboro. That's the wheel route to this side. The outside linebacker has man. The outside guy comes in. The inside receiver comes out and up the sideline. The outside backer has to turn and run with him, and he can't keep up with him.
Touchdown for them. They will bring in Darius Carter, to try the extra point attempt here. Extra point attempt. Snap, down, kick, up. It is up to the uprights. That extra point brought to you by RE/MAX Premier Executives, the State Line, lowest bear agent phone, 717-597-2777. Hershey 20, Blue Devils 6 on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com. Thanks for tuning our way. Don't forget you got a chance to win with Mid-Penn Broadcasting, and Chalk Talk comes your way this Thursday evening at 7:30, live and direct from the John Allison Pub. Hopefully you can make it. Mike, your special guest will be Gary Klein.
Thursday night, it's going to be Gary Klein for sure.
Okay. Well, that would have been a 75-yard pass play. Second pass touchdown. That's right. They threw the first touchdown pass for that one. So they're probably 2 for 2 in passing, believe it or not. And that was, let's see, from the 40 would be 67 yards on just 3 plays. And we talk about third down conversions. They get one in a big way. And now the Blue Devils back against the wall. One of these times, if you're watching the video, you can see that they run up to the ball like they're going to do a onside kick, and then they spread out. One of these times they're going to do an onside kick. Maybe not in this game, but
one would hope.
Yeah, after all that practice, right?
Yeah.
Well, once again, Blue Devils, no, they fumble the kickoff, and it is a free ball, and Hershey recovers it down at the 16-yard line. Wow.
Yeah, just couldn't get the ball, couldn't get a hold of it and keep it inside, and the ball rolled away from Luke Robertson, and because of that, Hershey was able to, as the ball squirted out wide away from the pile, and Hershey was able to get on it, and this is not what you want to see if you're the Blue Devils here. Hershey can just open this game up here.
Yeah, it gets ugly if they start scoring now. 12, 15, 16, the 17-yard line is where the ball is set. 2 in the backfield out of the pistol. They're going to give it to Obgo. Obgo going right. gets down low and gets through, but brought back at about the, I'm going to say the 15, 14-yard line.
Ogbo, nice job there, as you mentioned. Got low, got his shoulders down. And it's crazy that he got down there.
Yeah,
20-6, Greg. It's 26, and if they score here, I don't know if the Blue Devils can get back in this.
I will agree with you, unfortunately. As we mentioned, not a quick strike team. They're a team that methodically goes up the field, and they need some time to do that. And they are under dire straits here. They need a defensive stop or a miscue on the part of Hershey. But this time, they're going to give it to their fullback, Nidloview, and a nice stop in there by the Blue Devils. Looks like Dunnigan making the stop for the Blue Devils. Great play. Third down situation for them.
I feel like Hershey just says, "Are you sure we can't run in there? Are you sure?" And someone says, "I'm sure." No, we're going to try it anyway.
Let's try it anyway.
Let's try it.
Let's try running it up the middle.
Let's just keep trying it for every now and again. Let's keep trying it.
Well, sometimes you have to go up the middle to keep the outside open, right?
Not if every now and again you got to get a crease though.
Okay. Blue Devils, now they run the spread offense, 3-2, 5 wide, 4 wide, 2-2. In motion on the jet sweep. They're going to give it to the ball carrier coming around the corner, has a little running room. He gets in, I believe, for the touchdown. Missed two missed tackles there for the Blue Devils, and that didn't take long for them to get back on the board.
No, same thing that we saw that earlier today. Luke Kaga up there to make a play, wasn't able to get the tackle, and then what's his name? Kogo.
I'm not going to tell you. No, Ogbo.
No, it's not Ogbo.
That's not who ran that in. That one was Niloview. Yes, doesn't get any easier.
I love you too.
Carter to check the extra point. Almost blocked. Has enough to get over. Might have been tipped, and the extra point is good. Scoreboard now reads 27-6 in favor of the Hershey Trojans. And we'll be back on the F&M Trust Sports Network and MidPennBroadcasting.com, GameTimePA.com.
There's nothing like being at the game. The excitement, the fun, the food, and all the waste. Whether it's popcorn boxes, hot dog wrappers, or this soda cup. Big games generate tons of waste. That's why Waste Management is helping stadiums and businesses reduce waste altogether through recycling and organic composting. To learn more, talk to your local waste management representative or visit thinkgreen.com.
You're listening to Blue Devils Football with Greg Hoover and Mike Montadoro on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Well, 2 quick scores here in the third quarter, and this one's opening up. Greencastle again. Robinson had trouble picking it up. This time he gets the ball, picks it up, and runs a little bit upfield. And
fielded by 17, James Hines.
Robertson and Hines, they're kicking up to the second line, and Blue Devils, they do like the Blue Devils do. They squib kick it. So the Blue Devils 1st and 10, and they need a quick strike.
32-yard line.
And as you said when we started, we don't know if there's a quick strike in this offense this year. But do they need it? Yeah, they definitely need it here.
Greencastle with their 7th offensive possession, while Hershey has had 10. And that time the ball goes to Burton, and Burton a couple yards upfield, 2 to be exact.
Murray on the tackle.
And if you're Greencastle here, you got to keep the ball. You got to get first downs, because if you don't, this is going to be a tremendous blowout. You want to be able to keep Hershey from touching the ball in this third quarter.
Again, yes. So the long drive's okay, but you also would like for them to score a little bit. Burton and Vulture in the backfield. Burton gets the call. Hit, spins, moves, and goes down to the 35-yard line. 1 yard gain on the play.
And Burton's running hard. You know, he's just so light right now as a freshman. And as he gets bigger and stronger, he's going to break some of those.
Well, we knew Hershey wasn't as bad as the 1-4 record showed. We knew, unfortunately, Greencastle a little banged up, may not be as good as the 4-1 record showed because of that. And those things, both of them, are coming true here tonight. Myers going to roll, heavy pressure, throws out here and completes the pass to Stolliver. Stolliver on the run to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 as he crosses over and down at the 33-yard line. 2 big catches for him tonight, and the Blue Devils get the ball moving.
Stolliver, great job. I almost was saying, don't throw it, don't throw it, don't throw it. It looked like a Hershey guy was there. And then Stolliver looked like the dude from the Flintstones, man. His legs were going, and he wasn't going anywhere for a while. Barney Rubble, and then he took off down the sideline. So good for Stolliver.
Yeah, that was a nice run. And then he was outrunning people, too. You know, that was pretty good to see. This is going to be Burton on the sweep. Burton finds a little crease and goes down to the 25-yard line, 25.5-yard line. So the Blue Devils with a little excitement right now.
You just get a little bit of energy back in the building a little bit. People want to see you score.
26, 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. 6:31 remaining in the third quarter, 27-3. Blue Devils trail Hershey. Pitch out to Burton. Burton has a block and trying to get to the outside, but Gadd, who's been a big factor in this ball game, comes up and makes a nice stop.
Makes a great play on that, and they run to the ball well, Hershey does. Against most teams we've played this year, that's a touchdown.
Yes, I would agree. Yeah.
And Hershey and not only do they get there, they get 2 or 3 people there to make the play.
Well, I'm going to say it. Critical 3rd down play for the Blue Devils. 3rd and 1. Volchel and Burton in the backfield. Burton gets the call. Burton has the first down, still on his feet as he crosses inside the 20. So a first down and a couple more. But he seems to be hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt now. He's kind of screaming around in pain. That could be just a cramp.
Yeah, hopefully it's a cramp. But normally after the hit, it's not a cramp, is it? Blue Devils again. That I tell you what, that injury bug and it's hit them hard. So we talked about Bray Peck not being able to play for the rest of the year, and Derek Measle. I don't know. There's a chance that he can make it back in, though he hasn't been cleared to play. So we'll just have to wait and see how he makes out. But and there's others too as it goes down the list. So that has been critical for the Blue Devils. Clock is stopped at 5:43, 27-6 up on the F&M Trust scoreboard here at Greencastle at Kelly Field. And they're taking a long look at Demetrius Burton, the freshman that has really played pretty good ball game here tonight for the Blue Devils.
He's played a good game. Early in the year, Burton, I think it was the first carry of the year he got hurt and was out until last week. Last week he got back in and hurt tonight. And one of the things, we always say is a freshman, it's tough for a freshman. I mean, a freshman could be 14 years old playing against 18-year-olds.
Yes.
And we're talking about different muscle mass, different speed, different kind of things. And as quality as a freshman is sometimes, you're just not ready for the way you're going to get hit.
Blue Devils did get another first down. They have the ball at the 20. If you're watching the game with us, you saw Burton come off on his own accord, and looks like he's okay. So Vocho will go to the fullback position. He's the lone setback. Blue Devils will give the ball to Hines. Hines has a crease, and he just speeds up over the 15 down to the 13. Now they're moving the football, Mike.
Moving the football well, but again, you see Hershey, the corner comes up, puts a lick on him, and tackles him, and we haven't seen any corner, and even at East Pennsboro that we've played, that comes up and just stops him dead in his tracks.
Now again, that would have been a touchdown a couple weeks ago. 2nd and 3, Blue Devils on the move, moving left to right here, trying to get into the end zone, inside the red zone, and this time they're going to go right back to that same play. Hine goes right, then left, and down to the 10-yard line, and that should be very close to a first down, though I don't think they have it if I look at the line judge.
He's maybe right inside the 10. He's got to get to it looks like he's got to get the nose of the ball right over the 10-yard line for the first down, but Greencastle doing exactly what we said they need to do. They get the big screen to Starliper to start the drive, but they're taking time off the clock. Hershey's not touching it, and they may get points out of this.
3rd and 1, and Spencer Myers on the keeper. It's yes, he's going to get the first down.
Spencer Myers on the
That's
keeper. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Critical third down conversion. That's their third down conversion, and it all happened in this drive. It's amazing. Actually, their second in this drive. I'm sorry, but
still amazing.
Yeah,
still amazing that they're putting it together now.
9-yard line. Correction, 9-yard line.
At the 9, Silva spread wide to the left side. Sprague is the and that's Hine who falls down, slips and falls on the turf, and he was at the other wing position, and to the 10-yard line. That's going to be a little loss on the play. Yep. It was 10 and goal to go, or yes, now it's 11 and goal to go.
Just running a power sweep and lost his footing there.
Another injury on the play. This time goes to the Hershey side. Hershey in the away white uniforms, as you see out there. And that gives us the opportunity to talk about the broadcast being brought to you by Mobile Express Deposit from F&M Trust. With Mobile Express Deposit, you can use your smartphone camera to point, click, and deposit checks anytime. Mobile Express Deposit, another great feature built into the F&M Trust mobile app. Learn more at fnmtrustonline.com, member FDIC. Greg Hoover, Mike Monadora, thanks for tuning our way. It's not over yet. 27-6. Blue Devils driving here in the third quarter. 4 minutes to go as we come up with a 9 o'clock hour.
Shippensburg leading 18-6 at Waynesboro.
That is interesting.
I guess maybe it is. I don't know. It says on my thing here it's at Waynesboro.
It could be at Waynesboro. Yep.
It could be. I thought it was at Ship, but what do I know?
Here comes the crisscross with Sprague with the ball, has some running room, and down the 3-yard line. Again, that would have been a touchdown, but they converged, but he got a big hole and a big run on that.
Yeah, and they've opened it up. They've done what they need to do, and that's what happens when you play against good football teams. With good defensive backs, what in some games is a touchdown, a great play is a 6-yard gain.
Yes. From the 4-yard line, this one to Vochel. Vochel forging ahead, is being knocked back. Line of forward motion going to be stopped at about the 2-yard line.
Greencastle got the ball with about 7-8 minutes to go in the quarter, and it's down under 3:22 now, so doing that, but it is 4th and goal.
4th and goal for the Blue Devils. Sprague wide to the left side. Vochel, Hine in the backfield. Spencer under center. Going to give it to Hine. Hine trying to get in. He does. Touchdown, Blue Devils at the 3:07 mark.
Great run by James Hines. He did the goal line gauntlet, got his shoulders down, cut the crease, got right in there for the score. So, super drive by Greencastle to answer.
Well, that's a 68-yard drive. 68-yard drive for the Blue Devils.
And attributed to these kids and this coaching staff because they easily could have folded at 27-6.
Hansen with Sprague holding. Chance to make it 27-13 and within 2 scores. And a lot of time to play. Snap blocked again. Blocked again. And you saw the end coming in, Mike. You knew it was going to come. And so now the Blue Devils trail by 15 points with a make it 2 scores, and they got to get a 2-point conversion somehow. But nevertheless, great drive that time. 2 yards, Hines on the final play of it, but it was 10 yards, 10 plays, 68 yards. Took a lot of time off the clock, and even though the extra point is no good, the Blue Devils make it a ball game.
They get back in it and make it a game, and they got to get a stop here and see what they can do. You have a whole quarter of football left, a quarter and 3 minutes, so it's, you can get 2 more scores, but you got to be able to shut down Hershey.
Right. The secret is not to let them score.
Well, in that 3rd and long situation too, they had him in the 3rd and 15. He throws the long touchdown pass, then the fumble on the kickoff. 14 points in probably under a minute.
Yes, it was. And again, another turnover that has really been the Achilles heel for Greencastle the last 2 games against 2 good teams. Hansen hits one and then finally takes the bounce up at the 15-yard line by Gadd. Gadd trying to come around the outside. He is wrapped, and then he breaks it. I always hate it when they break it and cut back across. He's still on his feet here as he gets by. Finally, it is Hansen who makes the stop at the 48-yard line. Wow.
Yeah, there's going to be some work this week in practice. It's going to be special teams. making sure guys don't come free off the edge. And there's going to have to be some talk about wrapping people up and running your feet and taking them to the ground.
We saw too many of that one. 11th offensive possession for the Hershey Trojans. They have converted on 3 of them, or actually 4 of them. Now, see what defensively the Blue Devils can do. Spread offense, 5 wide. McCurdy with the keeper, straight up the middle. Nowhere. He ran into Big Bobby Ryder and a whole bunch of other people that were going to say, you're not going anywhere. And down he went.
Yeah, it's the right formation. It's the wrong play. He can't run that thing between the tackles. If he comes out here toward us, even the short side of the field, both outside guys are bailing in man coverage, and there's no one to stop him if he gets on the edge.
2nd and 10, 2:24 remaining in the quarter. It is 27-12. Hershey, the lead and the football. 2 to this side, 3 to the right side. The right side is the far side and the wide side. McCurdy out of the gun. They'll bring in motion Obgo in the jet sweep. He will take it up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, and gets the first down at the 39-41 in Blue Devil territory. That was an 11-yard run, the best run from Obgo yet from the line of scrimmage today.
Yeah, run the jet sweep and he cut it back inside, and the safety's doing a nice job of turning it in. I would prefer that he came up and just man-on-man bodied him, but he's going low to make a tackle, and he's coming up with air.
1st and 10. Scoreboard went out there for a moment, but back on.
It's state of the art.
Well, that's why it came back on.
Right.
Fortunately, the lights did not do that. Spread offense again. Spread 5. Obgo in motion. This time they'll fake it to him. And McCurdy looking to throw over the middle. Hansen knocks it down almost with the INT, but couldn't bring it in. It would have been a great interception as they were going for Gadd across the middle at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, great play by Hansen. He's on the inside hip where he's supposed to be. Gets his hand across, knocks it down. So nice play by the Blue Devils there. And as we said, you can't fall asleep on the pass. They're not throwing it much, but, man, they've been successful with it.
No, they've had 2 touchdowns in the air and won a 75-yarder, or approximately 75-yarder. Not sure the exact amount. Minute 28. Clock stopped after the incomplete pass. Wide out to the far side. That is Gadd standing out there near his sideline. Wing back to the left side, 2 in the backfield. Looked like the running back moved a little. Gadd is way by himself and in for the touchdown. Nobody around him from the 41-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like Kurt Hansen was in coverage, but he was standing flat-footed as the receiver ran by him. I don't know if he gave him a double move and froze him, but the ball was in the air and all by himself. And just when you say, hey,
yeah,
I think we can get back in this thing, they score with 1:20 to go now, still in the 3rd quarter.
Wow. Gadd, 2 big touchdown receptions, 75, and that one's going to be 48 yards. Extra point is good.
Extra point kick is up and good.
Extra point brought to you by Remax Premier Executives, a State Line Lowe's Bear agent, 597-2777. It is 34-12 on the F&M Trust Sports Network, with Hershey leading on midpenbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Days are shorter now, and South Central PA is showing off her best fall colors. That means home equity season at F&M Trust. The best time of year to rake in big savings with some of the best rates around on a home equity loan or line of credit. Access extra funds for anything you want. Consolidate high-interest bills, keep up with college expenses, or get whatever you need. It's up to you. To rake in your savings during home equity season, visit any F&M Trust office or fmtrustonline.com. Restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Streaming live with over 70 local sporting events a year, this is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
4 plays, 52 yards for the Trojans, and it was a 41-yard pass play from McCurdy to his wideout Gadd. Gadd's 2nd touchdown reception of the ball game, and Gadd will kick off. The line drive down the middle to the left side, fumbled again by the Blue Devils, picked up this time by Hine, and going nowhere, or Vulture again, and gang tackled at the 25, getting beat up on special teams too. It is Hines with the ball.
Yeah, Hershey winning all three stages of this game tonight, all three facets of it. Hershey doing a good job. Just, I mean, they're doing whatever they want right now.
Right, offensively especially. Blue Devils did have success last time they touched the football. They'll get a chance here at their own 32.
Blue Devils from their own 32-yard line.
And they will run their 8th offensive series. They've scored 2 times, but they trail 34-12. Minute 10 to go in the third quarter. Meyer straight back, looking to pass. Timing pattern here for Hansen. And if he caught that, it would have been a heck of a catch. It was a great defensive play. It was just like a jump ball in a sense. And they both went up, and Zacharias Miller knocked it down.
Zacharias was there, made the play, playing good coverage. Hansen unable to come up with the ball. Greencastle takes a shot. See if they can get it here.
And looking for that quick strike as we talked about before. 2nd and 10. Hines going to come this way, try to cut back up, and brought down about a yard up.
James
Wow.
Hines, the ball carrier.
Really, it's, really been a great defensive game. And I think, Mike, you explained it best, that their linebackers, they're really quick. And they're getting to the ball. This guy seems to be hurt is down there.
Yeah. Grabbing his knee. Looks like he twisted it, or he's in some serious pain out on the field. And, you hate to see that in a game like this. And you want to start, if you're Hershey, you want to start kind of maybe subbing in some guys.
Well, you don't want to see anybody at all get hurt. And that appears to be, he knows that, I think he knows he's hurt just by his reaction. If you're planning a home improvement project, be ready to handle the mess with a Bagster dumpster and a bag from Waste Management. It's easy to use and strong enough to hold up to your 3,300 pounds of debris. One call to Waste Management, and the debris will be gone. Buy your Bagster today at home, improvement retailer, or visit thebagster.com to learn more.
Yeah, he's getting some help off the field, but he's walking pretty much. But it looks like he's putting weight on all of his legs there, so maybe
not sure what it was, but yeah. That was Drew Lloyd. We mentioned his name once before on a defensive play. Myers and everybody rolling to the right. There's a hold. Throwing out here for Sprague, and it's going to go incomplete. And I think, well, we'll see what the calls are.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about earlier. Sprague coming out, he attacked the corner that time. But we got 2 flags down. I'm not Sprague, I'm sorry. Myers coming out on the corner, and he came out on the corner with the flood route, and he got it going there. So holds both calls against Hershey. Both flags were against Hershey, so they're going to take it.
Yeah, most likely first down. Yes, it is.
Automatic first down. So that looms large right there.
Yes, it does. With a couple minutes left in the third quarter, they're going to move the chains up.
First and 10.
That'll be their 4th
42-yard line.
penalty of the ball game. Burton back in the ball game, trying to get around the outside. Does 5 yards, 10 yards, still on his feet, dives for another 2 yards, down inside the 45-yard line to the 44. Great move for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, great move, Burton. He's a little limpy out there. He's a little, looks like he's still shaking up a little bit. He's looking for help. Like, send somebody in to get me.
No, run the ball again.
Yeah, no. Give it to him again.
Sprague to the near side of the field.
You got to get tougher, right?
Yeah, you're right. Hansen out to the far side. 2 in the backfield, Burton and Vochel. Spencer under pressure and goes down at the 45.
Spencer Myers with the football.
And that is the end, as the Blue Devils will let 11 seconds go of the third quarter. Blue Devils trailing this one 34-12 with 12 minutes to play on the F&M Trust Sports Network on midpenbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
That is the end of the third quarter of play.
It's home equity season at F&M Trust. The best time of year to rake in big savings with some of the best rates around on a home equity loan or line of credit. To rake in your savings during home equity season, visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
There's nothing like being at the game. The excitement, the fun, the food, and all the waste. Whether it's popcorn boxes, hot dog wrappers, or this soda cup. Big games generate tons of waste. That's why Waste Management is helping stadiums and businesses reduce waste altogether through recycling and organic composting. To learn more, talk to your local Waste Management representative or visit thinkgreen.com.
Chalk Talk. We talk high school football every Thursday night at 7:30 on midpenbroadcasting.com.
Fourth quarter underway. Greencastle needs a major rally. Spencer Myers rolling to the right. Throws upfield for Stolliver again. Stolliver with the catch inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. And another Hershey player on that one. And Stolliver with some big catches here tonight. I don't know. I thought the injured player tackled him. But when he did, Stolliver came down on top of him, and that could cause some damage if it goes if it goes where in a weak part of the body like the knee. Stolliver is listed in the program as a 6'3", 255-pound seniors on that one. So they're going to check this one out. I wish we had the camera tuned our way during the break, because I'm up here in at the highest point in the stadium in the press box watching two grown men thinking that cheerleaders are going to throw them a T-shirt. And yet, and every game they do it. Throw it to me, throw it to me. First of all, they're not going to throw it to you because you're not one of their friends. And second, they can't throw it that far.
Now, I see you're not giving them the benefit of the doubt.
There's no doubt to be benefited for. Yeesh. Oh, peace.
I think there's a couple young ladies out there. I've seen some great throwing forms this year. I thought there's some young ladies that could at least make it hit the wall.
Hershey player going off is Harabavsky, Adam Harabavsky.
That's a tough loss for Hershey.
Yeah.
He looks hurt.
So Blue Devils now with the ball inside the 30. 1st and 10 for them. So they get another first down on that play. And that was the first play of the quarter. Clock wound up now at 11:50. Myers looking to pass again. Has some time. Throwing down here for Sprague. Overthrows him just a little bit. And a flag is thrown. And we can only hope that that's a defensive pass interference.
Looks like a hold, yeah. Defensive holding. Sam got behind him. He stuck his arm out. Kind of gave him the arm bar. Got his arm inside to stop this progress down the field. So it's going to be an automatic first down again. So Blue Devils with a chance to kind of answer that score and keep it, they're still
right. Yeah.
They're hanging in there. And again, as we said before, tribute to the kids and the coaching staff that these guys are still out there. They have not mailed this one in at all.
No, they haven't. Ball's at the 18-yard line. The good thing about this one is they moved the ball about 30 yards in only about 15 seconds because of the penalties. Myers again throwing this one to Hansen in the corner. No, in between Hansen's arms. It was a great throw, would have been a great catch, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, just going to go on the outside edges now and see what they can do, matched up man on man on the outside. And good throws and good catches if you can get them. But that's the place to miss, on the outside edge.
That is. 2nd down and 10 for the Blue Devils. Hansen comes to the near side of the field. Sprague will go to the far side, which is the short side. They give it to Votrel. Votrel has some running room down to the 10, inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. Going to be really, really close to that first down. I don't think he has it, but really close to it. And the Blue Devils on the move again.
Matthew Langdon on the tackle.
Last week was tough because of the turnovers. This week the score it's not a close game, but you see some sparks out here. Like you see some things where you're going, all right, they're gonna be okay.
They'll be okay. This one will Myers on the keeper, finds a little running room. Great fake by Myers. Went up the middle and then just bounced to the left side down to the 5-yard line for the first down.
Trying to find the bubble. He found it, got in it, and went his way. Hershey's got some guys again that are kind of looking like they're getting dinged up a little bit, and Hershey's going to lose half their team tonight.
Yeah, they have suffered some injuries already. You know, the power ratings for the Blue Devils, they are listed right now at number 14. Top 16 teams come in. As what happened there? Fumble and a recovery, and he's going to go all the way down the left side. I went to look at the power ratings, and that's going to be Gadd. Was that? I entirely missed that, and I apologize, and I won't have a chance to see the rerun.
We cannot play it back.
No. So fumble, and I don't know how long, but it's probably a 90-yard touch, 90-yard
return
for Gadd, who's had an amazing night against the Blue Devils.
I'm guessing the Votral was the guy who fumbled the football.
Just by the
interaction on the sideline.
Yeah.
Kind of gave me that indication. So Hershey takes a 40-12 lead just like that.
Yeah. Snap down, it's fumbled, and he just throws it at the at Hurst, rushing him at that point in time. So it will leave the score at 40-12 right here on the F&M Trust Sports Network on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Terrain dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Live and local. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Last two games for the Blue Devils have not been kind to them in regards to turnovers. And the big thing about this, Mike, is those turnovers, the one in East Pennsboro at the 1-yard line and that one, and the other one the Blue Devils have led to quick scores. And it's just devastating for the Blue Devils. They'll take the kickoff up to the 41-yard line. Listen, they were down. You take away, it really should be 34. We're hoping 18-19 at this point in time. Going to struggle to get back into the win this ball game, but 40-12 makes it look a whole lot worse.
Yeah, 40-12 is a lot worse, and you still have a quarter of football left.
Yep. Myers from the gun, actually from the pistol. Voltro is the sidecar. Looking out here, fires down the middle. Oh, it's everything goes wrong can go wrong. That time Stolberg couldn't hold on to it. But he's made some great catches tonight on that one. And Spencer threw that one hard.
He threw it hard, and that's what happened was Stolberg let it get into his body. You always want to catch that ball with your hands out in front of you. It got into his body, hit his shoulder pad. And you know those shoulder pads are hard.
Yes, they are, for a reason.
Right, and the ball hits that pad and bounces away from you.
Stolberg comes wide to the near side. And Hershey calls a timeout, and it does appear that because I don't know if you could hear him through our headphones, but we could hear head coach Scott Mitchell coming out here screaming and yelling at his defensive squad, and I'm not really sure why, but a second and 10 situation and a timeout for Hershey. You know, next week James Buchanan comes to town. I would have told you after their big win over Big Spring last week that, you know, don't take them lightly. If their quarterback is injured, that does make a big difference. We'll say it again, don't take them lightly, but it is the game that the Blue Devils need. They need a game to get back into their winning ways. We talked about the power ratings. Hershey way down in the power ratings, obviously with that 1-4 record, and the Blue Devils here. That, you know, that's the tough part of it. Sometimes with that, Blue Devils should go out and win the rest of the games and get a district berth. Hershey won't be able to, even though they were able to easily defeat the Blue Devils tonight. From the gun. Oh, man. Sprague lost it, threw it up in the air. They blew the whistle. That would have been interesting.
Oh. Doug Herzog, as the white hat out there, blew the whistle on an incomplete pass as the big guy was running down the field. Spencer Myers tries to throw it. The ball slips out of his hands. I think it's Spencer Myers, right?
Yeah, it was.
Spencer Myers, the ball slips out of his hands, and 62.
Let me tell you about Douglas Walker. He is a senior. He is 6'4", and they list him at 300 pounds. But he was going to get his very first touchdown ever, and I think they made a mistake. Doug Herzog blew the whistle prematurely, and that will bring the play back. He's going to go over and talk to the coach. Now the entire coaching staff's coming out. Well, you need to talk to everybody. Hershey fans are not happy.
No, they're definitely not happy about this, and there's some confusion. Hey, we've all been in a game where there's been an inadvertent whistle or a play like that, and you know what? It's 40-12.
Yeah, relax.
And if you're having and I understand you're excited for the big guy to get his touchdown, and I get all that stuff, but it's 40-12. I don't think either way,
Yeah, and I don't think, I don't know. We'll see. They're going to give Blue Devils the ball back on an incomplete pass because he blew the whistle, and that's the correct call.
If he blew the whistle, it's the correct call.
So Myers gets a second chance at this one, 2nd and 10, and he's going to roll to the right. Has some time to throw and fires. Completes the pass to Stolliver. Stolliver gets the first down and then pushed back. We'll get the spot and a first down for the Blue Devils. Well, those things happen. And fortunately, it won't decide, most likely, for Doug. Doug's a great guy and a great referee. It fortunately will not cause a change in this ball game, the outcome of the ball game.
No, it will not change the outcome of the ball game or anything else. It won't give a defensive lineman a touchdown in the stat sheet.
Yep. 4 receivers in the lineup. Spencer fires, completes the pass. Looks like it's to Sprague. Sprague just gets pushed back about 15 yards after he caught the ball. But actually pushed back 8 yards. But they're going to mark it at the 42-yard line.
Gain of about 4 yards on the play.
Now they're going to call it 2nd and 6, long 6 or short 6. 9:23 now remaining in the ball game. 40-12. Hershey on top of this one from the shotgun to Hansen. Hansen slips and falls at the first down marker. I'm not sure if he got it or not. But it is 4 down territory, I would assume here. Now they're going to give him the first down. Moving the sticks.
First down, Blue Devils.
Spencer looking to throw again and throws it in between 2 receivers that time.
Pass ball is incomplete.
No one there.
2nd down.
Blue Devils started his drive somewhere around the 40-yard line.
And the rain is, the sky is clear. The sun's out now. No clouds.
Out, yeah.
No clouds in the sky.
I'll go with the no clouds in the sky, maybe.
Well,
but
I don't even know that.
No.
It's dark.
Myers rolling. Fires downfield. Sprague can't bring it in. Incomplete pass after the first down.
Yeah, Sprague's out there, Hansen's out there, overthrown. 2 receivers maybe too close to each other. But you don't see them in the trips like that too often. And some of that stuff just takes time to develop.
That's about the 11th pass of the half. They threw 3 in the first half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of 14 for Spencer tonight. Junior brings the team up to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the right side. Tight end is to the left. Spencer will roll right. Going to set up the screen, fakes it, and then he decides to keep it. Gets a little running room. 5 yards still on his feet. Crunch there about 5 yards upfield.
Yeah, you want him to get down. Get down. Don't take any unnecessary hits here.
4th down situation for the Blue Devils again. 8:28 remaining.
But as you said, maybe JB's what the doctor ordered for this team next week. They're losing to East Pennsboro right now, 46-0.
Yeah.
So if you want to get healthy, next week's a week to get healthy in a hurry.
Stolliver wide out to the left side. Hansen to the right side. Spencer Myers under pressure. Fires to the ground. It's not a really good pass that time to Hansen, and that will turn the ball over on downs. And 8 minutes to go, trailing 40-12. The Blue Devils will send the defensive unit on again.
It's a tough one tonight.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. You felt, kind of early in the game, you felt like Hershey was, maybe a little better than obviously their 1-4 record, and you felt like this could be maybe a 1-touchdown game, 10-point game here and there. But you just didn't see it. You didn't see it turning like this.
No, you really didn't. And again, turnovers are the culprit. And
blocked
punt, set one up. Fumble on a kickoff, set another one up.
Right?
Yep. And then a fumble and a 90-yard return. So there you go. They're going to give this one to the halfback Niloview and to the 38-yard line.
I would think that Hershey would be content just kind of doing that.
Yes, run the clock out.
Run it out. I mean, they got some guys banged up tonight, too.
They're still sticking with McCurdy and company. Though I don't see Agbo in the lineup. Nye formation with pistol for the quarterback. And they're going to give it to Trey Niloview, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So no, 1 yard gain on that one, we'll say. Third down situation.
3rd and 3.
So, again, to make you feel good, the Blue Devils need to get a stop here to make their defense feel good. I mean, the outcome of the ball game.
It's no longer in the balance.
No. Well put. No longer in the balance. Thank you.
Well,
no, it's a compliment. Take it. Not happening often, okay?
I understand. It's like out at home.
I know. Same lineup, and they're taking the clock down to the 5-second mark. Oh, fumble in the play, and here comes McCurdy trying to run to the outside. I think he just wanted to get out of bounds. Sprague gets him from his linebacker position, and they finally bring him down, and that will bring the punting team on.
McCurdy, the ball carrier.
So Greencastle able to get that stop, the bad snap, and Sprague and Hansen coming off the edge to make a play, and Hershey will be happy to punt the ball away here and give Greencastle another crack at it.
Undercoffer will do the punting chore standing at his 25. Hansen will go back to about his own 30 as the 38 is the line of scrimmage. Receiver on the other side moves. Sprague has a hold of the punter, and finally he's going to get credit for that, I think, along with Corey Jaron.
I don't know if that was. I want to think it wasn't a fake punt on purpose.
Yes.
The snap was bad, but it looked like he was never going to attempt to punt that, though. I still think he had time to kick it. And then he just kind of took off running, and there was Sam. And Sam held on to him and got him to the ground.
So the 23-yard line, Blue Devil possession. It's inside Hershey's 23-yard line. No chance to get on the board again. 3-step drop. Heavy pressure. Throw for Hansen. He makes the catch. And down at the touchdown for Hansen.
And Myers, we've talked about it all year, standing in there and taking the hit. And he stood back there and made a great throw, and he got drilled. So great throw by Myers and great catch by Hansen. And you got a touchdown on the play, and now don't look at the board, but it's 40-18.
Yeah.
In a game of terrible snaps.
Oh, yes, you're right. Blue Devils are going to talk things over before the extra point attempt. Myers comes tracking back in, so that means they're going to go for 2, try to get it into within 20 with 5:36 to go. So they'll line up in their normal formation. What happened there? Spencer got tackled before he even took a step back.
Yeah, they were in their goal line defense, and the defensive tackle came through the A-gap and just grabbed his legs.
A-gap, B-gap, and no gap. Down he goes. 5:36 remaining. Blue Devils score again, but still trail by 22, 40-18 on the F&M Trust Sports Network on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Football season is here, and Klein Tours has your ticket and bus transportation to NFL action. We have trips to all Baltimore Ravens home games. Join Klein Tours as we travel to Miami to watch the Ravens play the Dolphins December 6th through 9th. We have your ticket and transportation to see the Washington Redskins. Trips to New York City, Atlantic City, multi-day tours, and more. Klein Tours, the Tri-State's #1 tour and travel agency. Visit us online at kleintours.com or phone 717-597-5997.
This is Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils football on midpennbroadcasting.com.
Perhaps they are expecting the onside kick if you look at the defense, kickoff defense of the special team units from Hershey. Everybody up at the 45. Hansen will try the onside kick. Ball breaks loose, but there it is fielded, and down they go at the 45. And you got to try that at that point in time. Good time to try that.
Yeah, good time to work on it. You don't always get a game situation to work on an onside kick.
Hershey from their own 45.
Hershey does the right thing. Catch the ball, get a couple, and get down.
Well, you want to go on a trip with Gary Klein, you get a chance to go see the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Redskins down in Landover, which is real close to Hanover. And all you have to do is go online, go on our website at midpennsports.com and put in the word rain for tonight. Though the rain has stopped here, it looks like it might be a beautiful night. There is a great run up the middle that time from Nidloview. Vern's having the same problem on the PA there. It's spelled, let me spell it for you, Ndlovu. So you don't, it's somewhat hard to
It's
decipher.
a lot of consonants.
It is. I wish they had some more vowels in there, but obviously didn't have enough to buy a vowel at that point in time. 2nd and 8 now. 5 minutes to go in the contest, 40-18. Hershey well in command, again taking it down using clock management to the T. There's the 5-second signal. Looked like a little motion there on that, but up the middle they go, close to the first down.
Looks like you might spot it right at the line. Now let me ask you a question, Greg. Is the word rain or homecoming?
Oh, I'm sorry, homecoming. It is homecoming. Homecoming.
It could be rain, too.
It could be rain.
You probably could make up a word and just put it in. Just go and register. Yeah, it could be Nidloview. Nidloview.
3 and short here, very short. They're going to line up in their, certainly not under center. The last time they did that, they fumbled the ball. And see what they come out with here. 2 in the backfield, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Oh, they moved. Or
timeout.
Really? Timeout for the Trojans. Really? Seriously, up 40-18. 4 minutes to go. What can you possibly tell them? Coach, tell me what you're going to tell them.
Well,
right now.
They want this first down here. They want this first down, and I think he didn't like the formation, the way they were lined up. And this is for them. This is a critical play because they're going to get the ball here. If they can get the first down, I think they feel like they can run out the last 4 minutes and end it. So they didn't want to get called for a penalty or something. I mean, he might have had too many guys. Could have been a million things out there. He just didn't like it. So take it and make sure you get the first down.
All right. I'll buy that explanation. Appreciate that.
18, Waynesboro 12.
Whoa, Shippensburg. Final score, according to Vern McCauley, 18-12. Big win for the Greyhounds.
Huge win for the Greyhounds.
Yeah. And for the Indians, just when they thought they had things going after last week's game, they go to Shippensburg, or I don't know where they played for sure, but losing the ball game there. Quarterback keeper, he gets it, plenty of room over the 1 yard line. He wasn't under center last time. This time they moved him up under center.
Went to their game was in Waynesboro, and that'll be interesting because then what's that tell you about Northern?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I mean, Northern doesn't appear to be They got trounced by Waynesboro, but Waynesboro completed the passes that day. Maybe this game they don't complete the passes. 1st and 10. I formation from the Hershey Trojans, and to the 41-yard line they go with a pickup of about 2 yards now.
So Hershey in the 4-minute offense, just taking out 35 seconds here each time. So each play is going to be over 35 seconds. They're not going to snap it before the back judge puts his hand up, and they're just going to milk this down as far as they can.
And they will come away with their second win of the season. And again, they'll pick up a win or two in that Keystone Division. They have played the 2 top teams already, so it might be one of those where the schedule maker wasn't very nice to them in the beginning, but will give them a chance to win a few ball games after this one here. They're going to give it to Nidloview. I apologize. Nidloview. Ryder makes the stop, a gain of 1 yard, 3rd down, and I'm going to say 8 again. So the Blue Devils probably won't not get the opportunity to get the ball back.
2:29, 2:20 on the clock.
This will go under 2 before the snap. Again, Blue Devils return home next week. It will be the James Buchanan Rockets coming to town. Same formation as they work. They just keep running the ball up the middle. Sets his team and gives the ball again to Nidloview. A couple yards on the play. This will bring up a 4th down situation.
And they're going to let it run down as far as they can. Wouldn't even surprise me if they take a delay game here.
Yes.
And take the 5-yard penalty to just get that extra 5 seconds off the clock.
So, minute 37, clock still running. Blue Devils will fall after opening up to a 4-0 mark. Will now drop to 4-2.
Like we might have someone down in the bleachers. It's a wet night, rainy.
Yeah, it is.
Slippery
night. There goes the hand, so they are going to run the ball at the 113. And again, it goes back to Trey. Trey. Oh, he gets the first down. Yeah, he got 6 yards on that one, and certainly will put the.
He pushed the pile for the 6, got the first down, and that will be the football game for sure.
Yep.
At this point, as soon as they move the chains, the clock will run. You're going to run one play, and then that'll be it. They won't. These guys are good. They won't set the ball in that second play till the clock gets under 35 seconds.
Winding it up again. And 1st and 10.
So he's going to have to snap it once. You could do, right here, victory formation.
Yep, they're in it. Everybody close up.
One guy back deep in case Bettis fumbles the ball.
A snap, down they go. This one is going to be in the record books. 40-18 is going to be our final score. Hershey picks up their second win of the year. The Blue Devils lose their second straight ball game of the year. We'll come back with a post-game show on the F&M Trust Sports Network on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
It's home equity season at F&M Trust. The best time of year to rake in big savings with some of the best rates around on a home equity loan or line of credit. To rake in your savings during home equity season, visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Hey, insurance companies that want to spend a gazillion dollars on funny TV ads can go right ahead, as long as it's not my money paying for it. For seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance, I go to Erie Insurance, where a great price is just the start. You get unbelievable service, independent agents you can really trust, and superior products. But don't just take it from me. Talk to your local Erie agent.
Call Antrim Insurance. In Greencastle, call 593-0500. In Waynesboro, call 762-4565.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Trane dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
Every day, Fast Signs helps businesses with their visual communications. We ask the right questions, recommend smart solutions, and help you build your business. At Fast Signs, we're innovators, planners, and designers, and we're more than ready to help. Contact Fast Signs today.
Visit www.fastsigns.com or visit us at our Greencastle and York locations.
Live and local. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Tonight's post-game show brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local area insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, at 1685 East Main Street, Waynesboro. While the Blue Devils gave up a block punt that led to a touchdown, they gave up a fumble that led to a 90-yard touchdown. They gave up a 75-yard pass play that led to a touchdown, and another big play, 41-yard pass play that led to a touchdown. Hard to win ball games when you're doing that. Just as we talked about with East Pennsboro last week, turnovers really didn't help at all for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, and just limiting big plays, and that's something that the Blue Devils are really going to have to work on. Just limiting those huge plays where, 3rd and 15, and they throw it for a touchdown, and just situational football like that is they're going to have to just do a better job.
That they will. The Blue Devils scored when Myers threw to Stolliber, 8 yards, one play. They scored again. Hines on a 2-yard run after they put a nice drive together on that one. It was a 68-yard drive, and then they also scored on a 23-yard pass play to Hansen when and so they got on the board a couple times, but just really wasn't their ball game tonight. We talked about how good Hershey really was. It wasn't like their record said. You lose to Red Land and you lose to Bishop McDevitt. That's pretty tough to competition, and furthermore that the Blue Devils were without some players that really hurt them. You saw that here tonight.
You did see it here tonight, and I don't think that this game just turned ugly fast, and there were some things in it that I don't know that anybody could predict the outcome of this, because I still think that they played the run defense good enough again tonight. That I think they're solid in. They just got off to. There's a lot of bad things happening in this one for them that they weren't able to overcome.
No, and they certainly couldn't. So they dropped their second game in a row. The tough part now is coming back to play James Buchanan next week. Or is it a tough part? Because, it's somewhat of a rivalry that hasn't really been a major rivalry in football lately, but it is a chance to come back here at home and get back on the winning ways.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have problems getting back and getting them excited to play James Buchanan. I think there are going to be some things that they got to work on in practice this week, though, obviously, and I think no matter what they do this week in practice, I think they're going to come out because of their strength against the run, and they're so big up front. I think they're going to beat James Buchanan next week. I don't think that's a question, but they're going to have to put together a solid football game next week and clean up some of those mistakes, because this is the game you're going to have to look back to, this game and last week's game, if you want to make a run at all in districts.
Yes.
This is the kind of team you're going to face in round one.
Round one, you're right, and really for Hershey's sake, we talk about it. They could end up 5-5, and maybe because of the power of their schedule, slip in there. I don't know. It's going to be tough. They're only taking the top 16 teams in AAA, but it we'll have to wait and see how they play out on that one. But another tough loss for the Blue Devils here tonight. The postgame show brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local area insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 Antrim Way, Greencastle, and 1685 East Main Street, Waynesboro. Tonight's game brought to you also by F&M Trust Mobile. Bank wherever you are with your smartphone. Transfer funds, pay bills, and more with the F&M Trust mobile app. Details at fnmtrustonline.com. Member FDIC. Waste Management, environmentally friendly technologies and advanced innovations. RE/MAX Premier Executives Agent Lois Baer. Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency serving the tri-state area for 35 years. Lectron Comfort Solutions, serving all of Franklin County with professional service and installation. Brothers Pizza, dine in, carry out, and deliver. 50 Pine Drive, Greencastle. Antrim Insurance, your local area insurance agent. Klein's Tours, New York City, Atlantic City, and more. Visit kleinstours.net for a complete tour schedule. Tonight's game has been a production of MidPennBroadcasting.com. Tonight's camera operated by Steve Sibio. Join us next Friday night on Mid-Penn Broadcasting and Game Time PA for Greencastle Antrim hosting the James Buchanan Rockets, while Chambersburg is on the road again to the Harrisburg area to take on Central Dauphin East in a Commonwealth Division contest. That broadcast begins at 6:30, while our coverage begins at 7:15. Again, our final score tonight, Hershey 40, the Blue Devils 18. For Mike Montadoro, this is Greg Hoover. Have a great evening, everyone.